A couple of perennial powers in City League South get together in week number 4 as tonight, Eastmoor Academy takes on Marion Franklin. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Honda's Friday Night Rivals as presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. I'm Randy Reinhart, and this is not the football professor. This is the dean of football in Central Ohio, the longtime Academy and Reedy coach, Larry Wolf. Larry, welcome to the CW.
Glad to be here. It's a beautiful night for football. Fantastic.
No palm trees, though,
No
right?
palm trees yet, no.
We're working on that part. What a matchup we have, though. Eastmore Academy comes into this contest with a mark of 1-2 on the campaign. The Warriors are coached by Jim Miranda in year number 19 as the head football coach, 11 years as the boys basketball coach, and he's got a running back that's turned out to be something special already early in the season. His name is Zyrick Bruner.
Zyrick Bruner's not the biggest running back we're going to see all year, Randy. He's 5'10", 165 pounds, but he's got a little wiggle, and if he hits the edge, he can take it onto the house.
And they lost to Granville last week by a count of 54-18. This team and Marion Franklin both decimated by injuries early in the campaign. For the Red Devils of Marion Franklin, they are 0-3. They are coached by Dave Laxo in year number 3. He also was the longtime baseball coach in the past for the Red Devils. They have a talented guy at quarterback who can also play in the secondary. His name is Dier Summerall.
Dier Summerall would probably rather be a wide receiver, but he's forced to play quarterback, and he's doing a pretty good job. He's got over 450 yards already in 2 games.
And they lost to London last week by a count of 48-6. These teams have split the last 4 contests in the series. Are you ready for some football?
I'm ready. It's Friday night. Let's get it done.
Are you ready for some high school football? What a matchup we have for you tonight in week number 4 as Eastmoor Academy takes on Marion Franklin. Back with the kickoff in just a moment. You are watching Honda's Friday Night Rivals as presented by Columbus State Community College in one place on the CW Columbus.
Tonight's contest is being broadcast by the CW of Columbus. The CW would like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Central Ohio Honda Dealers, Columbus State Community College, Ohio Education Association, Music Go Round, Columbus Great Lakes Distribution Center, Capital City Concrete, Zumbizi Bay, Spectrum Communications, Home Appliance Solutions, Everyday Waterproofing, and Raymond's Roofing. The CW would also like to thank the facilities and students of both Eastmoor Academy and Marion Franklin High School. Perfect. Best of luck to both teams. Tonight's game is being broadcast live on the CW and right on the smartphone. You can watch tonight's game and every Friday night game on ABC6 app, the ABC6 YouTube channel, and on the CW.com, CWColumbus.com. We would like to thank our friends at the Kroger Great Lake Distribution Center.
Can you tell us who's back deeper?
Tonight's matchup. Don't miss a second of the game.
And welcome back to Marion Franklin High School. Let's get a look at how the weather is going to impact tonight's game with ABC6 Chief Meteorologist Marshall McPeak.
We have a beautiful night for some high school football. If you're going to be sitting in the stands watching Eastmore take on Marion Franklin, it's going to be a little warm out there tonight. Temperatures at kickoff around 74 degrees. We'll be down into the 60s by the time we get to 9 o'clock tonight. And when it's all over, 64 for the eventual low. High pressure is going to make it really fantastic overnight tonight. And then we are headed into a very warm, humid weekend.
And it's time now to meet the third member of our broadcast team. To the sidelines we go, and here's Miles Harris. Miles.
Thank you, Randy. While a lot of the focus will be going towards what's happening on the field tonight, we have to bring attention to one specific person. Now, that person I'm talking about is quarterback coach for Eastmoor Academy, Tia Elder. Now, Tia's doing a great job of breaking barriers, but she's also hoping to help the Warriors come away with the win tonight. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if we see some outstanding quarterback play from Eastmoor, I know exactly who to credit that to. Randy?
Nicely done, Miles, as we're ready for the kickoff. Larry Wolf, early on, the sun is going to be a huge factor for the players and the broadcasters as well tonight, huh?
A big ball of burning gas is burning a hole in this room here. It's really warm, and we can't hardly see anything out there, so this is wonderful.
Eastmore won the toss and deferred. They'll be kicking off from left to right, and Eastmore getting a new kicker this past week from the soccer program, Darion Collins-Thurman. 5'7" and 160, and a senior. Ready to start the contest. Back deep from Marion Franklin will be Yasmir Smith and Don Juan Hampton. We should mention, too, that Krishan Adams is unavailable for this contest tonight. He's the leading receiver for Marion Franklin. He would be a force on offense and defense. So we mentioned, too, both of these teams decimated by injuries and to some smaller extent protocol as well, too. With the COVID, a lot of things being done from a safety standpoint, precautions just to keep the student athletes in the City League safe. We're underway now. This is week number 4 of high school football action. Glad to have you aboard here on the CW Columbus. As Larry mentioned, we've got the sunshine, everything but the palm trees. And here we go, and there's the boot. And the return up to the near side. And they're going to be knocked out of bounds after a return of about 12 yards on the play. So Marion Franklin will get the ball on offense after that return on the play, but big number 18, Don Juan Hampton. So it'll be the offense led by their quarterback number 7, D'Air Summerall, who we talked about in the open. Again, decent numbers passing the ball. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns, a little over 200 yards on the campaign. And Larry also a run threat as he has carried it for 135 yards.
Right, I mean, he's an athlete. He's an athlete playing quarterback, and obviously you prefer to have a quarterback playing quarterback who is an athlete. He just happens to be pressed into service, and he's going to do a good job for him.
So 1st and 10 on this first play of this contest here in week number 4. And watch for Tito Glass in the backfield, big number 3. Just a sophomore, a good frame, and he can carry the ball off the left or the right-hand side, and a great job by the Eastmore defense to shut down that running play for next to nothing on first down.
Inside Eastmore is going to be far superior. They're going to be physically stronger.
There's your Marion Franklin Red Devils offense. Dave Laxell, the head coach, is the offensive coordinator. Good size in that line. Watch for Jaquan Lauderdale at the right tackle. He goes 6'6" and 320 pounds. We mentioned Glass. Yasmir Smith, a guy to watch in the backfield, too. And Don Juan Hampton, who we saw in the kick return, a new face there on the offense as well, too, replacing Adams on this second down play. The quick pop. And to the far side of the field they go, and a short gain on the play. We'll set up a third down scenario. And the clock hasn't started yet. Take a look at the defense. And there you see Washington, Burns, Gable, Henry, and Carter up front. Good defense. Devin Harris is the defensive coordinator. And watch for Diamante Sally at linebacker. He's a good one, too. And Mo Conte in the secondary.
Randall, they're going to run the clock down here. I don't know what time probably 15 or 20 seconds off the clock here.
Well, you had the kickoff and you had 2 plays already, too. So I would say at least 30 seconds will have to come off the clock. And your officials tonight, by the way, your referee for tonight is Jeff Haar. Your umpire is Thomas Madden. Your head linesman is Ethan Rittenhouse. Your line judge is Carl Wolf. And your back judge is Donovan Butler. So we're about 18 seconds they've determined, and now we're running the clock. So we'll continue to move down now to 20 seconds off the clock to start this contest. And again, there's a handful of games, Jeff, I should say, Larry, that have been postponed tonight because of COVID and other factors as well, too, just trying to meet the protocols and some.
And you know, even our officials' crews are mixed because of COVID and other reasons.
Picked up 4 on that last play. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now as we play just about a minute 20 of this contest. Confirming that's the time that they want. So now our referee, Jeff Haar, will retreat to his formation, which is behind the quarterback by about 15 yards. And from the gun now for Summerall. Straight back, looks and pops it, and the pass is complete. I didn't think he was the intended receiver. I thought it was supposed to go a little further downfield, but they make the catch on the play, and it goes to Yasmir Smith. So Smith makes the catch, but it's shy of the sticks to set up a punting situation.
That was well done. That ball was thrown prior to the break, and that was outstanding timing on that play.
Yeah, I thought it was going for the deep man, to be honest with you, downfield right there. But Smith makes the catch, 5'7". See his size as well, too, so he makes the catch, but they're shy of the stick. So punting situation now for Miner Lucero, who does all the place kicking for the Red Devils. Snap floats back. And it's high. It's not going to go that far. And they call the fire drill. Everybody get away from the football as it takes a roll for the Red Devils across midfield. And Eastmore will get their first possession in this contest as we play just over 2 minutes of stanza number one. That means the offense will be led by Ahmed Armstrong. Ahmed is a guy that's done a really good job when you take a look at what he's done in the past. Actually a 3-year starter at quarterback. Are his vital stats. He started some as a freshman. In fact, took over the second half of his freshman campaign. Very effective runner as well, too. 27 carries, 150 yards, and 3 touchdowns as a runner. I think, Larry, they would like to run him more, but the concern is always if you run your quarterback too much, you expose him to injuries, and both of these teams have lost quarterbacks already on their depth chart.
Yeah, you just can't afford it. When you're down, you've got to let the guys do what they do. If running backs run, quarterbacks throw, and you run occasionally if you can.
On this first down play from the gun for Armstrong. We'll keep it on the ground, and a nice shifty move to the outside. Can he turn the corner? And look at this. Down the sidelines goes Bruner, who we talked about in the open. Can he take it the distance for the touchdown? On the first play from scrimmage, just like that. 9:35 left to go. There's another Ramos Roofing touchdown. Get your free estimate on a roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF. He was quite simply the fastest to the corner.
Well, what he did was he had that little dip in and dip out. You'll see it on the replay here. The little dip in, the little dip out, and he hit the corner. He's gone.
67 yards down the sidelines. That puts him over 400 yards on the campaign. Gives him 5 rushing touchdowns. He gets Eastmore on the board early. That's the kind of offensive production like right when you were head coaching, Larry. One play, 67 yards and a touchdown.
Just great coaching, no doubt about it. Great coaching all the way.
Extra point time now for Collins Thurman and company to hold his contact.
The dreaded muddle huddle.
Muddle huddle. They love that, huh? Eastmore, Westerville North, Hilliard Davidson, DeSales.
Just one more thing you have to practice.
Floating snap. There's the kick. It is up, and score one for the soccer team, huh?
Absolutely.
So with 9:34 left to go, it's 7-0 Eastmore. And now a quick word from Everdry Waterproofing.
For a company to claim it's the industry leader in anything, it better be able to back it up.
When it comes to basement waterproofing, Everdry Waterproofing has over 42 years and 90,000 satisfied customers to support its claim.
With its lifetime warranty, Everdry has a solution for any basement water damage in Ohio. Basement water problems are serious and happen to a lot of homes. It's good to know there's one company that'll be around as long as you are, Everdry Waterproofing. Remember, it's not dry
until it's Everdry.
And we go from dry to drive as that one lasted only 16 seconds. One play, 67 yards as Bruner takes the distance for the touchdown and Collins Thurman for the extra point. And Larry, the early statement by the Warriors.
Well, it's one of those things that we said was probably going to happen. He's the best running back on the field. He's got that little inside-outside wiggle, and then when he hit the corner, it was all jets, and he took it to the house.
So the Red Devils looking for their statement now as they've lost their first 3 contests. They played Central Crossing and Delaware Hayes and London, respectively. And they even do it on the kickoff. Boy, it's shades of what we've seen in the past. Who do you blame that for? Brian White, perhaps?
No, I won't blame that on Brian. No, he's too good a guy to blame that on him. But it drives you nuts because it's something you have to practice when you play against it. It just takes 10 minutes out of your practice time.
And the boot by Collins Thurman. And a short little squib. And the Red Devils try to cover. Eastmore says they have the football. Wait till they unsort the pile. And Eastmore indeed has the football. It's Diamante Sally on the recovery.
I don't know whether that was an intentional onside kick or it's just a soccer kicker that kicked the short kick, but either way.
We'll watch the approach one more time. First kick went a fair distance. Turns to Burns Gable. Now to his left to Washington. Addresses the football. I'm not sure. It undershot the runway, if that's possible. Boy, for Eastmore,
well
already.
Worked.
Yeah,
it worked.
Their second possession, and they did not even receive the ball to start this contest. Up 7-0 already.
Guess who's getting it where for how many?
I think it's Bruner again.
Well,
2 backs in the backfield for Armstrong now, this first down play. I'll toss it to the far side, and it is Bruner to the left instead of the right. Shorter gain that time on that first down, and the ball is free, and Marion Franklin says they have it, and they do. Red Devils with a recovery. Looks to be Demir Thomas, the inside linebacker with a recovery. A guy that has started, it seems like forever for the Red Devils, comes up with the football. Watch the end of the play here. There's the contact.
The ball just squirted out the back.
And still being fought for. And Thomas finally comes up with it. And Demir makes the play. A guy that had 18 solos, 6 assists, 5 tackles for a loss, and 1 fumble recovery, and also 1 interception return of some 26 yards for a touchdown. So Marion Franklin will get the ball back now. Waiting for the sun to set. On the first down play off the right side, and nothing there. Great job by that Eastmore defense to gum it up. The team of Washington, Burns, Gable, Henry, and Carter up front. Darrell Abington not playing in this contest tonight for Eastmoor Academy. You look at some of the defense there. I mentioned Devin Harris. He's been there about a half dozen years running that defense. It's a 4-3, Larry, and sometimes they go that 4-2 look as well, too.
Well, and then they walk the guys up, and it looks like a 6-1,
yeah.
and then you don't know who's coming.
Big number 11 on your screen. Isaiah Presley, one of the cornerbacks. Second down after a gain of 2 on the play. And Summerall with 1 man in motion. And he's going to keep it himself. And Dier lucky to get back the line of scrimmage that time. Summerall has some decent yardage already. As we mentioned, 22 carries, 135 yards. A 6-yard average. Not a whole lot there, just past the 46-yard line.
Well, he faked the jet sweep and kept it up over the tackle. The problem is Marion Franklin's not able to move this Eastmore defense. And if they can't move them, they're going to have to go on the edges and throw the football.
And that's been the key for Marion Franklin. Yep. Larry, when you look at it, the first 3 weeks, they have lost the battle in the trenches. And sometimes people think that's a stereotype just to say win the battle of the trenches. But quite often you have to. And Marion Franklin, historically, when you think about this program, down through the years, has had the size and the foot speed to win that battle.
I've coached against a few of those teams that were playoff teams. They were big, strong, fast, and aggressive.
We'll give you some of the playoff numbers for these two squads throughout the contest tonight. Third down, they need just about 7 to move the 6 again. Summerall to throw, looks, pops, and pass incomplete, but we have a flag on the play. Little pass interference, perhaps?
Yep. Mohamed Kante got there a little bit early. You know, I finally figured out what this looks like out our window, Randy.
That's the call from our referee, who is Mike tonight, by the way, Jeff Haar. Go ahead.
Reminds me of watching the old black and white TVs back in 1963. You just see a bunch of outlines of people. You got to go up and fix the antenna.
So, Larry, move your left leg a little bit to the right and hold the antenna with your left hand.
Get some aluminum foil on it, and we'll be okay.
Conte on the coverage there, the big cornerback, a returning starter for Eastmore. Mentioned Dave Laxo, the offensive coordinator for Marion Franklin. They love that spread offense. And they do huddle. They run in their plays with the wide receivers and the running backs. And their quarterback, Summerall, has a wristband as well, too. Another home appliance solution first down for the Red Devils after that penalty with 7:42 left to go. Down by a touchdown with 1 man in motion. They'd love to use an H-back as well, too. And just time, it's going to be Summerall to the right-hand side and just tight ropes the sidelines and gets what he can here. So if you're Marion Franklin, you got to think you've dodged a bullet, because early on it looked like the potential to be down 2 touchdowns after Eastmore scored on the first play, yet you come up with the turnover, and now you're on the short side of the 50.
Well, and they got the ball in the hands of one of their best players in Dier there, and he just took it to the edge. They led with the H-back on the corner there, and they got him onto the edge.
Gain of 13 on the play as they march the ball down. Looking to move the 6 again.
They're not going to beat this Eastmore team between the tackles.
On the 25. Big. First and 10 from there. Summerall trying to turn the corner, and Dier trying to cut it up and fights to get back to the line of scrimmage. Snap was a little high, too, and I think he needed another block or two to the near side of the field, because waiting for him there was number 6, Matthew Washington, helping to make the hit on the play. Larry, take a look one more time. There's the cut up field.
It was just kind of a counter tray look. They pulled the backside guard and tackle, but they couldn't get to where they had to get to. Couldn't get to the edge.
So trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but they do not. And Summerall now just about halfway through. Going to face a 3rd down and 6. And they'll keep it on the ground off the left side, and they've got the hole to the outside, and they've got the first down. And then some. Nice run to the near side of the field for the Red Devils with 6:02 left to go. And they'll move the chains and get the first down.
Now, Demir Thomas didn't have the speed to the outside that we saw in the first run of the game, but he had a little dip inside and got a little power run to the outside.
Well, he's got the frame, too. When you look at his body size, 6'1" and 240. Did do a nice little dip there and then took it to the outside. And we got a penalty flag at the end of the play here. It's going against Marion Franklin. So we're going to march it back. And we could not see the signal from our referee, Mr. Hart, tonight. We can't see Mr. Hart tonight. So Marion Franklin looking for an elixir on offense to keep this drive going.
Well, they thought they had one with that play.
6:02 left to go. They need 17 now to move the sticks. Summerall from the gun. It is Glass who's got it. Tito's got an opening, cuts it back, and a nice gain before he's knocked down on the play and got into the secondary as the clock gets under the 6-minute mark here in the first half. So, Larry, what do you do here?
You just keep going. It's a nice little cross action here in the backfield. We used to call that the belly play out of the wing tee, but that's just a lead play. And they blocked it well at the point of attack.
Here are the numbers so far on Glass. And it's going to be 4th down. Sticks read 3rd down. For Summerall and company. And it's going to be Thomas fighting and turning to get to the 15-yard line. And stop shy of the sticks, it looks like, from this vantage point. I'm actually standing outside the press box now because I have a long cord on my headset to see what's going on. So the scoreboard and the sticks don't agree.
Go figure.
So Summerall came to the sidelines and got the play from Coach Laxo. By the way, his son is one of the assistant coaches, too. He's still a student in college at Otterbein. So now they're going to call it 4th down. And mark the ball back around the 18-yard line. He needs just shy of 4 yards to move the sticks. Go with 2 wide to the bottom, 1 at the top, 2 backs in the backfield now, and a timeout is going to be taken. Timeout going to be burned by Marion Franklin with 4:40 left to go here in the first quarter. As it's time now to check out our keys to this contest, according to Honda. We thank them for their support. For Eastmore, first of all, feet and Armstrong. Armstrong talking about their quarterback, of course, and his passing game. The feet, of course, talking about the running backs, and Armstrong being able to run the ball. The SHCCS are actually the first letters of each offensive player in his last name in that interior 5. So they need strong play in the inside 5, if you will, from Saylor and Hodge and Coleman and Collier and Slappy. On the other side for Marion Franklin, break Glass. In other words, they've got to get Tito in the open field. So that means they have to play strong in their interior 5 and play older. They had only 3 returning starters coming in to this season on this team. So the old line used to be, don't play like a sophomore, play older. That's exactly what Marion Franklin's going to have to do. And if you're in this scenario right now, Larry, what are you thinking about on the 4th down and short?
Your best player. It's not the play, it's the player. You've got to get the ball in the hands of your best player. So Tito's got to get the ball here. He's got to get the ball, or Dair's got to take it on the outside.
So we'll see what Summerall and company opt to do as they burn their first time out here with 4:40 left to go in quarter number 1. Again, the head coach is also the offensive coordinator. Deontay Johnson is the offensive coordinator for Eastmore. I worked with him on his first game ever as an analyst when he was on the OHSAA radio network. That's a thrill to work with him on a couple state championship games. All right, here we go. 4th down, we'll call it 3 with just under 5 left to go in the quarter. And now a field goal attempt. So they opt to go that route. I'm going to call it about 42. No, I'm going to say 36.
It's hard to tell. I can't tell the line.
And actually, it goes as a snap back to the alleged kicker, and the ball is knocked away on the play. So they snap it back, and they snapped it back to Maynard Lucero, who instead threw a pass, and it falls incomplete. And we'll take a break in this contest with 4:36 left to go. The first, Eastmore leads 7-0 here on the CW Columbus.
Either that or the tree's got to grow.
Seven 0 to count here at Red Devil Stadium as Eastmore leads, and they hold on downs as they attempt a pass on 4th down with the kicker opting to try to look downfield, and that time Maynard threw it into about quintuple coverage.
Oh, he threw it into the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. There were more guys on defense back there than I think they had in the offensive backfield.
So Eastmore gets it back. They looked very effective on their first drive of one play and going some 67 yards, but they were shut down after that, partly because they fumbled the ball. And so now Marion Franklin playing some defense, and Armstrong and company get the ball back now. Goes with that spread look with 2 to either side. And this time he wants to keep. And again, that's the concern you have sometime with your quarterback running. And he's so exposed back there. And the hit is made after a loss on the play. Take a look at the offense one more time now for Eastmore. And guys to watch for. We mentioned the great job by the quarterback. Watch for Mohamed Conte as a wideout and Devin Lloyd. He can also play quarterback. And Diamante Sally as well, too. He's the real deal. And Isaiah Presley also has a catch so far in the season for 11 yards. So they share the wealth. They have a couple other running backs besides Bruner, too, but Zyreek will get the major share of the handoffs in this contest tonight.
Well, Randall Zyreek is not in ball game these last 2 plays, so I'm wondering if he got an injury on that fumble.
Armstrong running out of room, and look at that cut there. Got between 2 defenders and takes the diagonal, and another sidestep upfield as well, too, trying to get the first down. So great job by Ahmed Armstrong to find an opening, though, and take the diagonal and get a nice gain on the play.
That's just pure coaching there, Randall.
You can see what he's done so far on the ground. They're going to be shy of the sticks right now. The ball is just past the 27-yard line. They need to get to around the 29, so they need just less than 2 for the first down. I'll have to check to see if Bruner's along the bench along the far side. Right now we can't even see the near side, let alone the far side. So it'll be 3rd down and a short 2. The ball resting at the 27-yard line.
Well, Marvels Hampton is now the running back, the tailback. So let's see if he gets the ball.
And the handoff goes to big number 7, who cuts it off the left side, has the first down, churns up to the 35-yard line on the play. So nice gain on the play by Marvels Hampton. 5'7", 195, and a junior. The defense for Marion Franklin, Todd Carter, son of Gary Carter, the longtime Walnut Ridge head coach, is the defensive coordinator. They like that 3-3 set. Allows them to play fast, too. Got some good size as Lauderdale plays on both sides of the football. Thomas is the real deal at linebacker in the middle. Glass also playing either as a linebacker, defensive end. They've got some solid guys in the secondary, and Isaiah Alexander. On a first down play, marked the ball at the 35-yard line. Armstrong wants to throw. Got plenty of time and throws the ball long downfield. And incomplete. Had his man there, and that was Conte who had a chance to catch that football, Larry.
It was broken up by Dwayne Galloway, 85. The ball was just slightly underthrown, but that ball was in the air about 40 yards, give or take.
So now they'll bring it back again with 3:28 left to go. Take a look at this one more time.
He had plenty of time to throw. I mean, he's standing back there. The 3-man rush can't get to him, and he launches this baby.
The right side of that line, too. Collier and Slappy. Coleman did a great job in protection.
Well, they're big. There's no question. I mean, Eastmoor Academy is big. 255, 275, 315, 280. Those are men.
Ball at the 35-yard line. Armstrong going to decide to keep it. Bad decision either way. Great pressure that time coming through. Big number 77 on the play for Marion Franklin. That is Carmelo Yarborough.
And Zyreek Bruner was on the field for that snap, so we're happy to see that he's not injured.
Just sharing the wealth right now.
Absolutely.
Did you have a rule that after you lost the ball, you had to come out of the game?
No, but they usually wanted to stay on the field. They didn't want to come off the sideline, that's for sure.
It's only the second fumble he has lost this season. So the ball back at the 31-yard line. They need to get it up to the 45 for a first down. 2:50 left to go. Too wide of the top. Also wing to that side. Come back to the backfield. And student body right. Armstrong rolling. And head out of bounds. Now you got those guys, but they look hesitant to throw blocks as he turned the corner.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they were convinced he was going to run it. I'm not sure whether he was going to run it or throw it, but it looks like pass protection to me.
Yeah, it does. And then he changes his mind, I guess, and takes it around the corner. They'll set up a 4th down and long in a punting scenario. Well, William Wagner's the punter, number 32 normally. And he's averaging 34.2 yards per kick. Standing back at his own 24-yard line. Not a bad snap. Ooh. Better snap, and look at this. On the short punt. Ooh. Marion Franklin gets the ball back and great field position now. They'll get a second opportunity on the short side of the 50 with 2:28 left to go. Live stream sponsored by Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. Every game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 News app, and on the CWColumbus.com. And is always available on your television right here on the CW Columbus. Our thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center.
Randy, on that last tackle, Mohamed Kante, you got to be careful. He dropped his head there. It really could have been spearing, and we don't want to see that. We really don't want to see that.
Larry, we are so close to almost seeing this game now.
I know. It's frightening. If that tree had just grown a few feet taller, we'd be all right.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Eastmore for Marion Franklin. A chance to tie. They've been deep in the territory before. Summerall peers left. Readjusts Yasmir Smith to the top and goes that way as well, too. Looks, tries to dump underneath to him, has the ball, makes the catch, and brought down at the 34-yard line. The hit is made on the play by Marvase Hampton.
That's just a simple little route in the flat. Just a simple little route in the flat, and that's what they're going to have to do if they want to move the football, because they're not going to be able to run the ball inside.
And you don't need as long to go ahead and protect the quarterback to throw deeper downfield.
And you're getting him out on the edge, so you're eliminating half of the defense that could get to him.
So Summerall with a nice completion there to that man, number 10.
The funny thing about all this, Randy, is you sometimes do your best coaching when you have the least amount of talent, because you find ways to stay in games that you probably shouldn't stay in.
You never had that problem, did you?
Yes, I did.
2nd and 4, the handoff. Little crossbuck action to the left side, and look at Thomas go. A guy that was not listed on the depth chart as being a running back, listed as a tight end and a linebacker, but once again, Demir Thomas getting a carry. And with that big frame, he doesn't have to be that fast because he's so strong, too.
Absolutely right. I mean, you look at him. He is put together well.
Goes 6'1" and 240. And a guy that's been a fixture at linebacker, as we mentioned, moved over from Linden, I think, during his freshman campaign.
See, if you can get him on the edges, then he's running against guys that are 160, 170, and he weighs 240.
Another Home Appliance Solutions first down as they have the ball inside the 30-yard line. Mark it down to the 27. Yarborough to snap out of the gun. And that's Glass. Nice little move inside. I thought he had more room to the outside, but he took the diagonal instead.
He got behind his pads and he went vertical, and that's always a good idea. Just get in the hole and explode on contact. Nice cut.
That's something both head coaches said. Take the 7 yards. Go north and south, not east and west. Don't try to make a big play.
Take the 7, take the 4. You don't need 7. But if you get behind your pads and you run north and south, you've got a chance.
Under a minute left to go in the first stanza. And they have the ball inside the 19, 2nd down and short. Is it glass time again? They may have found something. He's got it. He's got the seam. Puts his head down. Burrows fights to get to the 16-yard line. I think he's pretty close to the sticks. They may have a first down with half a minute left to go.
Yep, he has it.
And they'll move the chains with 30 seconds left to go. Nice drive by Marion Franklin.
They've run that belly or isolation, call it whatever you want to call it, but it's a halfback lead. The other halfback runs behind him off the right side. They've been successful 3 or 4 times with that play.
Well, they've lived and died in the past with the counter tray. I mean, that's something that Coach Laxo likes, and it was here with Coach Heffley before that as well, too. Well, the run has been successful. Do you change it up now and try to dump it on first down? That's what set him up, I think, nicely on this drive, is going second and short after picking up 6 or 7 of the pass play to Smith. And they may let the clock evaporate here, and they will. It's not like they're playing into the sun right now because it's on the far side of the field. And that will do it for the first stanza. Eastmore with an early statement from 67 yards out from Zyreek Bruner, but that's the only score we have in the first 12 minutes. And after one quarter, it is 7-0. Eastmoor Academy over Marion Franklin. This is Honda's Friday Night Rivals, week number 4, presented by Columbus State Community College, here on the CW Columbus.
Ohio Education Association is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Music Thornton is captain of the basketball team for Eastmoor Academy. She's also co-captain of the cross-country team. She has dual enrollment at The Ohio State University and is valedictorian of her class. She's a member of the National Honor Society and has a 4.1 GPA. Music has over 100 hours of community service. Congratulations to this outstanding Ohio Education Association Scholar Athlete.
What a special young lady. You would think she would be in the band as well, too, with a name like Music, right?
You'd think she'd own the band. I mean, she probably will someday.
Oh, my.
I love the talent, man.
Great story. All right. We start the second quarter. Randy Reinhardt, Larry Wolf, along with Miles Harris and Jake Stewart. Glad to have you aboard. And Larry can finally see.
I can see.
It's
but
you
miracle.
Can't hear.
No. What?
From the 15-yard line. It's Thomas to the left. Again, that's where the linebacker speed maybe hurt him, Larry, because he couldn't turn the corner. Let's go down the sidelines and speak more with Miles Harris. Miles?
Thank you, Randy. So being on the sideline throughout this entire first quarter, you can definitely feel the sense of urgency on Marion Franklin's sideline. Now, before even just that fake field goal earlier a couple plays ago, you can start to see players in the huddle really getting onto each other, saying, you know, stay on your assignment, stay on your job, really stay on the task at hand and stay focused here. This team, even being shorthanded, they're doing all that they can to try to change that number in the win column tonight. Randy?
Thank you, Miles. A very young team, as we mentioned, only 3 returning starters. Last week they had 5 freshmen on the field at one time. 8 starters were not playing last week for various reasons. So second down, and pretty much back at the 20-yard line. Look, Glass, can he hunt it down? I don't think so. I think Eastmore's got the football. They will come up with it from the bottom of the pile.
That toss looked to be a little bit high and behind him a little bit, and he just couldn't corral it.
On the recovery, big number 45 on the play. That is Carico Henry Jr., that man on your screen who starts in the defensive line. Tough. He started playing football when he was 6 years old. He likes history, basketball, and video games. There's history right there. First we had music, now we have history.
Stop it.
They'll be first down and 10 now for the Warriors. You know, their first possession was their zenith so far, Larry.
Well, you know, they had one play. That was their first possession. The second possession was one play, and it was a fumble. So they need to get something going here with Tariq.
See what they have to do here with Armstrong at quarterback. It is Bruner to the right-hand side. He's got room. 20-25 down the sidelines. He's got a convoy. He's going to churn up near midfield before he's brought down. Great job at blocking on the outside. And look who is leading that convoy. Did you see big number 75 down there?
Absolutely.
Dallas Hodge working his way down. The outstanding left guard and returning starter, 32 yards on that game.
6'1", 290.
And a great job by the wide receivers, too, to push the pile. Just push, push, push. Good job by Sally and Conte to help out.
Listen, when you've got a running back like Tariq, you don't have to do much. Just get in the way and let him do the voodoo that he does.
He's close to 100 yards on just 2 runs in this contest. 32 and 67 is 99 on the first down play. Nice cut back that time. Inside the 45, the spin move all the way down to the 42-yard line for Marvase Hampton.
I mean, they've got a 3-headed monster back there, and they've got big, strong linemen. They're going to eventually wear this team down if they don't make mistakes. And that's been the bugaboo so far, it's the mistakes.
Marvase is a strong runner, as you can see between the tackles there. 5'7", 195, and a junior. Likes math and working to earn money.
5'7", 195. That's like trying to tackle a bowling ball. I mean, there's just no edge to him. It's hard to get a hand on it.
He goes in a slot to the top. Bruner stayed in the backfield. 2 wide to the right. And it's Bruner on the handoff. Pushes his blockers out in front. Has an opening to the outside. And gets a nice gain on the play all the way down near the 30-yard line before he's knocked down.
I think what I like best about that run was Tariq did not press the corner early. He just stayed behind his blockers, waited, and then took off. You'll see him, he's like going almost in slow motion here. And then all of a sudden he hits the edge and it's gone.
It's a guy against St. Charles in week 2 where he rushed for 201 yards.
And they won that game, I think 34-6 or something like that. I mean, he can get it done.
4 carries, 112 yards for him in this contest, and 1 touchdown as well, too. So 1st and 10. Mark the ball just shy of the 31-yard line. And on the slant, the quick hit. The pass is complete. It goes to Devin Lloyd. Lloyd makes the catch and motors inside the 22 near the 21-yard line. Lloyd's a guy that had a catch for 7 yards coming into this. He's also the backup quarterback. In fact, had to do that when Armstrong was injured earlier in the campaign against the likes of Harvest Prep and St. Charles.
That was just a little, sometimes they call that a stick route or a stop route. He just went out about 4 yards, turned around, and they put the ball right on his numbers, and then let athletes do what athletes do. Stick it right there.
And it's enough for a first down.
I mean, it's about 6 yards after the catch.
Another Home Appliance Solution first down. And with 9:24 and ticking, let's see what the Warriors do. And they'll keep it on the ground. Nice little move to the outside by Hampton. Hampton trying to turn the corner inside the 10 and has the diagonal, takes it in for the touchdown. Great move. Another Ramos Roofing touchdown for a free roof inspection. You can text or call 614-761-ROOF. And that was a nice move, and that was instinctive running that
little
time.
Jump cut, just a little jump cut. I mean, he was heading up inside and then jump cut to the outside. Beautiful. Watch this little move right here. Boom. That's.
Can you coach that?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Did it for years.
I mean, your coach.
Then I would almost always
personally
wake up.
There you go.
Yeah. No, you do not coach that. That's from playing on the playground, and that's from playing, with the neighbor kids.
Sally adds the 11th man on the field. Collins Thurman for the extra point and the snap, and the kick is not going to go anywhere. It's no good, so we stay at 13-0 here. 2 touchdowns for Eastmore on the ground in this contest, and they've got the cushion here. Marion Franklin, though, has had their opportunities in this contest. 3 times they possessed the ball on the short side of the 50, and twice they had the ball inside the 20-yard line.
Well, and they've kept the ball away from Eastmore. They've had the ball for sustained periods of time, and they need to do that to shorten this game because they do not want to get a track meet with these guys.
More to come in 30 seconds, but first, this message from First Scores on Fox 28.
First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum, tonight at 10:45.
Check that out. Also, we'll have some scores at halftime on our Cap City Concrete halftime show as well, too. And Miles Harris will be involved with all the activities. I'll have a special guest up here as well, too, I believe, at halftime. So all that and more coming up at the break. And then at 10:45, check the First Scores out on Fox 28. Nice drive that time as Hampton takes it in for the touchdown. 5-play, 79-yard drive, 21 yards on the touchdown run.
Well, you know, Randall, there's some big scores tonight, too. I mean, you've got the Pickeringtons going at it. You've got the Hilliards going at it. This is a great night for high school football.
Got two of the Hilliards going at it. There's three altogether. Go ahead, say something to get yourself in trouble.
It was Darby and Davidson. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you very much. We'll have Davidson on later on this season. And there's a kick to the far side of the field that time, and return will take it up to the 35. The verdict's still out on what's going on with the kickoffs, if they're by design or not. Let's go down and hear from a special person that we had a chance to talk to earlier this week who has a message for this game. Well, now you know who it's going to be, all right? So the cat is out of the bag. We'll try to get back to that in just a second. 1st and 10, Marion Franklin from the 35. Larry, what has been effective for them on offense when they've been able to move the ball?
Well, they've been able to run, especially to the right side here, that belly play or the lead play, where they have the two running back set with the quarterback. That's been very successful with them.
1st and 10 from the 35 for Summerall and company. You're going to hand it off, and the man in motion turns the corner, gets it up to the 36-yard line. Short gain on the play. They'll pick up one. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Has Smith on the carry. And now, words of wisdom.
On Friday Night Rivals. Go Warriors.
Who is that man?
I can tell you he won a couple of Heismans.
I think he did. He could run for mayor in this town and win.
Oh, I tell you, what a guy he is. First class all the way.
Quality human being.
2nd down and 9. A gain of 1 on the play up to the 36-yard line. 3 wide out look again. And the handoff. Nice little cut inside. And Glass extends, trying to get up to the sticks at the 45. And Tito just a little shy of the sticks. That's a guy I still think can shorten this game, or at least allow Marion Franklin to be a force, because he's like one tackle away from breaking it looks like at times.
Right, and he likes to get behind his pads. And what I mean by that is he lowers his body down and he runs through his shoulder pads. And that makes it tough to tackle.
He is just a sophomore, too. That's the other thing we should point out. But he saw time as a freshman, mostly on defense, but a little bit of time on the offensive side of things as well, too. Also the point guard on the basketball team. He likes biology, and his uncle played football at LSU. So 3rd down, and they need a couple to move the sticks again. This time Summerall will call his own number, has the 1st down, and brought down from behind after he crosses the 48-yard line on the play. It is Kamar King, who had 7 tackles in week 1 against Harvest Prep. I remember his cousin Curtis, who played on the 2004 Brookhaven state championship team, called a couple of games that particular year in 2004.
That was a pretty good football team.
Nice cut left, and then the ankle tackle that time by King.
That's just a design keep. A lot of people will confuse that with the zone read. He's not reading anybody there. He's just keeping it behind his blockers, and you know, they block that hole, that right side again. This right side seemed to be effective for him.
I've officially taken the sunshade down. The sun is now pretty much a rumor. 1st down play from the 48-yard line. On the ground it goes, and they shoot the gap, get it up across midfield down around the 48-yard line as Glass is on the carry again. Tito coming into this game, 39 carries, 208 yards on the campaign.
Well, the right side of this offensive line is doing a pretty good job. They're at least stalemating, if not winning, at the point of attack. And if you can do that, give the ball to a good running back, he's got a chance to get a little wiggle in there and make some yards for him.
So they get it across midfield down to the 48-yard line. They need a half dozen now to move the sticks again. Summerall wanting to throw back, has his man who slips down, but the knee didn't touch apparently. The football did, though.
That had the potential to be a big play. If he had not slipped, I think he might still be running with the football.
Well, and Eastmore's been selling out, and they've been, sending 7 or 8 at times too. And if you can throw back against that pressure, you should have plenty of room on the far side.
Well, they can't block all the rushers. They had 5 offensive linemen, and they brought 6 off the defense. So you can't block them all. So the quarterback blocks them by throwing the screen pass.
So now it'll set up a 3rd down scenario. The ball just across midfield, just past the 49-yard line. Still need about 6, and that's how many minutes we have left in the first half. Passing down. The answer is yes. Looks downfield, and passes it picked up. No, incomplete. Flag on the play as well, too. I think they're going to call pass interference.
He might have gotten a little push right before the ball came.
Jeff Haar, our referee. .550 left to go. A little conversation now with Camille Yarbrough. They're having a good chat. They're smiling.
I think that was Malachi Williams on the pass interference.
Yeah, it was. And the ball being marked off, and Mr. Hart comes our way. And it is pass interference on the defense. Mark it down inside the 35 to around the 32. .18 battling 18. Looking for Don Juan Hampton on the play. So 1st and 10 inside the 33. It's glass time. And it's gang tackle time. The guy on the bottom of the pile right now is Tajay Burns-Gable. This is a guy that's quite an enigma because he can be a fullback, yet also a defensive tackle. And he's 5'9", 220, and a senior. But what they like about him is he's got great feet. So you got that kind of speed with your feet going. Larry, you can play a guy that's a little undersized.
And you can play him a lot of different places.
Right.
You can play him inside. He can be quick off the center. You can play him outside as an edge rusher. He could stand up and play in the middle and be a linebacker.
So no gain on the play, or maybe a foot, and that's about it. 2nd down and 10. We approach 5 minutes left to go in a rapidly played first half. One wide the other side. This time 2 backs in the backfield. Nice little counter action in the backfield, and Glass will get the gainer and get it across and pick up a nice gain, but still going to set up a 3rd down just inside the 30-yard line. You almost sense, too, this could be 4-down territory for Marion Franklin now.
They need to score here.
Hit made on the play by Diamante Sally.
Jaquan Lauderdale did a nice job of turning the end out and creating that seam.
3-year starter at right tackle is Jaquan. He's a guy that started 2 years ago at 6'4" and 287. Now he's 6'6" and 320, so he's grown the last couple years.
What are they feeding him?
He's got great footwork, though, when you look at him for a big guy.
Probably anything he wants.
That's right. 3rd down. We have whistles on the field. Timeout going to be taken? Yep. Going to be taken by Marion Franklin. They will burn their 2nd time out. They have 1 remaining here in the first half. Well, coming up, the Music Go Round Coach's Corner. We'll hear from both coaches for thoughts on the first half. Music Go Round can help with all your instrument needs at 2630 Bethel Road and Gahanna inside the Stone Ridge Plaza. Check out Music Go Round, a great supporter of music here in Central Ohio and of our football games on the CW Columbus. I don't know, do you play a musical instrument at all?
I did for a while when I was little. I played the piano, but it just seemed like I didn't have those perfect classical knuckles high and all that good stuff, so I decided to keep forgetting my music books so I could play baseball instead.
And hard to play that in the marching band, too, right?
Really hard to take the piano down the field.
That's true. Me, it was the clarinet. What a look I got.
I have no comment.
Okay, the 14 girls and me in the clarinet section.
That was a smart move there.
Thank you very much. All right, 4:21 left to go. Marion Franklin takes their 2nd timeout, down 13. If you're Coach Laxo and company, what are you telling your team right now?
I'm telling our team we need to get 4 yards here so we can go for it on 4th and 2. We can't have any lost yardage here. We have to get behind our pads. We've got to push this line. We've got to get a 1st down and keep this ball. If they go in at halftime 13-6, 13-7, we're going to have ourselves a ball game.
Well, you know, Glass would be an obvious choice, but they hit a couple plays earlier to Smith coming out of the backfield or from that slot position, big number 10. I wonder if he could be the chosen one here on this 3rd down play.
Well, they could run him in motion like they did before and throw that little out cut underneath.
Again, Krishawn Adams not available tonight. This would be their leading receiver. He had 8 catches for 226 yards, a 28.3-yard average. and 2 touchdowns coming into this contest. Now they'll readjust the wideouts on one side or the other. Now moving back up again is Don Juan Hampton. He's tightening the formation. And Summerall rolling right. Looking, setting, rolling back, pressure. Oh, I tell you, the guy that made that play was number 1, Diamante Sally. He cut off the corner and then took the angular route to knock him down.
And it's a good thing he did, because another half second or so, and we might have had a play.
So now it's 4th down. And you got to think you're on the short side of the 50 here. Let's see what they opt to do with under 4 left to go.
Well, that's why that 3rd down play was so critical. If you gain just 2 or 3, you got a chance. This has a chance. There's nobody on the backside here. He's got a chance if he can get to the outside, but he couldn't. Diamante did a nice job of stopping that play before it got started.
Well, let's see what happens on this 4th down play. 4th and 8 is the situation now. From the gun. Summerall looking, gunning downfield, has a man, and the pass incomplete. Maybe just a tad high, but great coverage and a great attempt to the football as well, too. The pass falls incomplete, intended for Deshaun Price on the play on that 4th down.
Conte broke it up, but I'm telling you, the ball hit him in a bad spot, hit him right in the hands. Right there. It was high, but.
So a turnover on downs, and how big would a late score by Eastmore be in this first half?
Well, you don't make the highlight reel without making highlights, so you got to make the highlight catch there. And Eastmore is 1 play away. We know that. We know that at any moment they can go the distance.
And that is the first incompletion for Dare Summerall in this contest. So now Armstrong and company to take it back. With 3:24 left to go.
I got a feeling Bruner's coming right at us.
He's going the opposite direction.
Yep.
And he's got the corner. And he's got good yardage down the sidelines.
That little stutter step almost froze the defender there for a second.
Nice run to the far side. I'm not sure Armstrong wanted to give up that football right away. Take a look at this.
Not sure either.
Or he's trying to make sure that Bruner has it, one of the two. Takes around the corner. Nice gain on the play before Price comes up from the secondary to make the hit. Going to mark the ball right at the 50-yard line. And you can see the numbers on Bruner so far in this contest, what he has done. And picks up another 19 on that carry with 3:15 left to go. From the 50-yard line they'll go. The pump, and now Armstrong. Oh, what a move to the inside. And again to the inside. You know, you think about the move to the outside, but he did 2 back-to-back and made him to the inside and got a huge gain on the play. Made something out of nothing, picked up nearly 20.
Stick your foot in the ground and make a cut. I mean, it's just great athleticism. He had him open down here at the bottom.
But kept the ball and got a nice gain on the play before Amir Thomas came from the inside. Slotted linebacker to make the play on the outside. 20-yard gain, has it at the 30-yard line. Does he look at that play again?
He did.
Yep. Pass is complete. Couple spin moves. Go north and south. There you go. After the spins, Tremont Hairston finds what he can and gets a nice gain on the play. That's his 3rd catch on the season for some 28 yards.
That's a long throw. I mean, he threw that from the right hash all the way over here to the numbers.
1 misses, 2 misses. And there's the Sippy to go with the 2 misses. And the ball down to the 23-yard line. You know, we should mention, too, Mr. Armstrong, a quarterback, first-team all-district last year as well, too. And that would put him as a sophomore. He was about 5'10" and about 155 pounds. He's 6 feet, 176 now as a junior. Bruner's got it. There's something about that play sometimes when he keeps his hands, Armstrong does, on the ball in Bruner's breadbasket that makes it a little difficult for Bruner to go north and south.
Well, they're making it look like it's a read, and he knows there's a man out there, so the quarterback wants to keep that ball.
And Dejuan Dickerson makes him pay the price.
And Zyreek doesn't want to give it up.
Dejuan started at Walnut Ridge last year. Has played well, likes math, 13 solos, 2 assists coming in this contest. 3rd down, they need a half dozen from back at the 26. Nothing to the right, to the left they go. It's deflected, it's a free ball, and caught on the play. And they get the first down on the deflection. The catch is made on the play by Isaiah Presley.
Cyrus Smith for the defense is just beside himself. This ball gets tipped up. It should be intercepted. He goes right to the wrong guy. There's Smith right there going, are you kidding me?
And mark the ball down to the 15-yard line. 1:13 and ticking. Eastmore officially with their full allotment of 3 timeouts still left in this first half. It is Bruner. Look, there's the gap. Inside the 10. Boy, he got drilled at the 8. He fell forward to the 7. Do you contemplate using a timeout yet if you're Eastmore?
Yeah, right now I would use one.
Somebody became a brick wall here at the 8-yard line. Boom. I think that was Deshaun Price coming up from the secondary.
That's what safeties are supposed to do.
That's his first year playing football, by the way, too. How about that? Second down, they need 2. And coming back the other way, they've got the first down. Hampton fighting. Did he break the plane?
No, he did not.
And you got to take a timeout if you're Eastmore. They do with 19 seconds. Marvase Hampton inside the 1. Just shy of the goal line as the Warriors take their first timeout.
Little cross buck action. Pull the guard. And he's fighting. He's a big, strong running back. Ooh.
Hey, stay tuned for the Capital City Concrete Halftime Show. Columbus City School Superintendent Dr. Talisa Dixon will be joining me for the Ohio Education Association Education Spotlight, plus scores from around Central Ohio. It's all coming up from the Capital City Concrete Halftime Show. Get a beautiful new concrete driveway by calling Capital City Concrete 614-371-9886 or visiting capcityconcrete.com.
You know, Randall, on looking at that replay, it looks like he actually got the ball across the line.
I thought he did too, even on the first glance. But if you're Eastmore, you got a couple cracks at it. You got 19 seconds left to go. This is a perfect storybook ending for them because they'll get the ball to start the second half, too.
And if you're Marion Franklin, you got a chance to make a play here and keep them out of the end zone.
Oh. Watch the extension of the football here. Watch Hampton. Did the knee hit before the ball crossed? I don't know. Should we go to the booth?
We are the booth. I say touchdown.
All right. First down and goal from inside the 1-yard line. Hampton gets the honors and dances across the goal line and has the touchdown for Eastmore. Another Ramos Roofing touchdown with 14 seconds left to go, and then it was 19-0.
That's a big touchdown for Eastmore because Marion Franklin's been hanging in here, and they've been playing well, and that's just a dagger.
And again, complicated by a couple of facts. First of all, Marion Franklin, you had a chance to score a couple touchdowns in the first half, and also because you have to get the ball back to Eastmore to start quarter number 3. So it is Damian Collins-Thurman.
You're just such a ray of sunshine.
I do what I can. We had too much sunshine earlier. Ooh. And the kick, I don't think it made it up there, did it? If it did, it was not stylistic. Now it missed wide to the left. So with 14 ticks left to go, we stay at 19-0 in this contest.
Well, the good news is the kicker's getting some work, and he needs some work. He's a soccer player, so he needs the work. People aren't usually running at you like that when you're trying to kick a free kick in soccer. So,
well, Jose Ochoa was the kicker for this team, and he's out for this contest. And he's a guy that did kickoffs, and they had another kicker, too, as a backup. So they've been scouting the soccer team in practice fields as well, too.
Sure. And everybody thinks it's easy until you have to do it. There are 11 ugly men coming at you hoping to eat your lunch.
The longest I ever kicked the ball was 20 yards. So that would have been an extra point.
I kicked one back in the day. We were out messing around, and I had boots on, and I kicked one from like 40 yards, which was great. I had a square toe on my shoe, Luke Rosa style, and I lost a heel. So much for the heel. I had to walk home without a heel.
Well, some would say you didn't lose that heel. But anyway, 8 plays, 79 yards on the drive. Hampton, his second touchdown this contest from a yard out. And with that, it's 19-0 Eastmore. Now, if you're Marion Franklin, you're just hoping for the best here in the last 14 seconds and a chance to regroup. If you're Coach Jim Miranda, I mean, there's the guy, first of all, Coach Miranda. You think about what he's done. Girls basketball, a winning coach.
Yep.
Boys basketball, a huge success as well, too. Football, I mean, playoffs and everything he touches, to 61 years of age, and he still coaches like a teenager. And he's got a boot on his right foot right now, too. So he's out there looking kind of like Dan Devine on the far side of the field. On the return, they'll get it up around the 28-yard line. And Eastmore loves the solid hit on the play. And Smith says, I don't care. 9 seconds left to go. Tosses the ball to the turf. So if you're Marion Franklin, let's see what's going to happen. There's a flag now after that. Again, the way he tossed it to the turf probably didn't help his cause. Let's see if it's unsportsmanlike. Mr. Haar, referee tonight. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. Yeah, you can't spike the ball like that. So it's going to back them up, although I don't know if it matters that much with 9 seconds left.
No, they're going to take a knee anyhow. So,
but if you're Coach Laxo, you have plenty to coach up with your team in the first half. And also, if you're Coach Miranda, we'll hear from him in a little bit, but there's quite a bit he'll want to work on with his team, too. Now, it may take him a while to make it from the far side of the field to this side with the boot on, so Miles Harris is going to have to use his sprinter-like speed to get over to Coach Miranda.
Well, Coach Miranda might be walking in circles with that one leg longer.
He's stretching right now. Miles Harris showing off down there in the sidelines. He has blazing speed.
At least he has muscles to stretch at this point. I don't have anything I can tear.
He runs a 4.940, Miles does.
I do too, but it's off a cliff.
Well, it's 4 minutes and 9 seconds. I didn't tell you that, did I? So going to march the ball back to the 25-yard line with 9 ticks left to go. Do you try anything here if you're the Red Devils, or just take a snap and call it a half?
Take a knee and you call it a half. Listen, you had a chance down there. You were down at the 15-yard line.
You ran a fake field goal as well, too.
Yep.
You were inside the 20.
They're trying to do everything they know how to do.
We always talk about playing to win and not playing not to lose, and you need that taste of success early on, and it can become contagious. That time, Thomas is going to get the hand up. Boy, he got drilled. They teed off on him. What's going to be the last play of the first half, and after the first 24 minutes, Eastmore with the upper hand in this contest, 19-0, looking to go to 500 on the campaign after losses to Harvest Prep, a win over St. Charles 34-6, and a loss to Grandville last week 54-18. So they're up 19-0 here at the break. These two teams have been incredible when you talk about their playoff history too. Eastmore has made the playoffs 8 times under Coach Miranda, state runner-ups in 2008, and they've made it to the semis in 2018. Last year 5-1, 2 years ago 6-4, then 12-2, 6-4, 8-3, 7-3. State runner-up, as we mentioned, some 13 years ago when they went 13-2 on the campaign. So he has been a stellar coach. He's been over 500. Eastmore has, in fact, every year going back to about 2002. That is tough to do in the City League. So
it's tough to do in any league.
That's right. Coach Miranda now methodically, which is probably speedy for him right now, working his way across the field with that boot on his foot. And he's standing by down on the field. We'll get his insights along with Miles Harris on the sidelines. Miles?
Thank you, Randy. Coach Miranda, pretty solid performance there, really on both sides, on offense and defense. What is impressing you so much about your team this first half?
Just our work ethic. I think, if they continue to do those things, we had a couple of miscues and stuff, and we dropped the ball, but our defense was able to hold. So I was impressed with that. Just some quarterback reads, but overall, we're running the ball well right now.
Awesome, Coach. Congratulations. Good luck to you in the second half here moving forward.
Right.
Randy, toss things back over to you.
All right, Miles, thank you very much. So at the break, it's 19-0. Eastmore looking to go 500 on the campaign. Our halftime show just around the corner. 19-0 the tally. We'll take a break here on the CW Columbus.
Welcome to the Capital City Concrete Halftime Show. I'm Miles Harris. Now, a football game, it's like a 4-act play. And, well, while there's some drama playing on the field here tonight, we're actually partnering with the Ohio Education Association and putting the spotlight on one special teacher at Marion Franklin High School who's getting the best out of her students through the arts.
Inside every school is that special teacher that helps to turn a bad situation into something good.
I'm a drama teacher here at Marion Franklin High School.
Emily Yasick is that teacher.
This past year has been very challenging, I think, for schools across the country. We've been in person, we were hybrid for a little bit, we were on Zoom, but now we are back. Everyone is here, kind of like CCS likes to say, we're all in right now.
Each week of the Honda's Friday Night Rivals season, the Ohio Education Association and the CW Columbus are putting the spotlight on outstanding educators making an impact on students.
Miss Yasick is awesome. She is very enthusiastic about her work, about our students. She's always just the first to lend a hand whenever we need something done.
Emily Yasick is no stranger to the spotlight and deserves this week's recognition for always working to draw the best out of her students.
It is so fun to have students perform here on the stage at Marion Franklin. We do a fall play every year and a spring musical, and just seeing them come to life, create characters, have an audience here, supporting them, cheering them on, it's absolutely wonderful.
Not just for the performances they do on the stage, but setting them up to be successful for the next stage of life.
I tell them all the time, I don't expect you to be professional actors when you leave here. If you are, that's an added bonus. But I hope they develop skills like relationships and communication skills and those collaboration skills. So that's what I really hope they take away from theater courses.
While there's a lot of uncertainty going on with a spike in COVID all around, a little return to normal is underway, trading Zoom meetings for face-to-face lessons, and now getting ready to perform before a live audience. The theater bringing a brief escape to Emily and her students.
It is so important to help expose the children to the arts because the arts are so beneficial in so many aspects of their lives.
Now, coming up after the break, we're going to go ahead and give you some scores from all across Central Ohio. Plus, Randy Reinhardt, he goes one-on-one with Columbus City Schools Superintendent Elisa Dixon. This is the Capital City Concrete Halftime Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Capital City Concrete halftime show. Now let's go ahead and get some score updates from games happening all across Central Ohio.
Score update for you right now. Eastmore on top of Marion Franklin, 19-0. Always carry a Sharpie because you may be joined by royalty. I am here at halftime right now by Dr. Talisa Dixon. She is the superintendent of Columbus City Schools. Welcome to the CW Columbus.
Thank you. Thank you. So happy to be here on such a beautiful night.
It is a great night.
Yes.
Talk about the start of the school year, if you will, for the Columbus City Schools. What's it been like?
Oh my gosh. Well, first, we were so glad we were able to bring almost 50,000 students back in the classroom 5 days a week. We've not been in this format since the spring of 2020. So to see the faces kind of through the masks, it was just warm and welcoming for everybody to be experienced that. So we're excited about that.
What's it like to tackle things right now, dealing with perhaps another spike in COVID?
Yeah, so we have been wearing masks since March of 2020, and we're going to continue to wear masks. We wore a mask this summer when we had almost 8,000 students that participated in a summer experience. We were trying to get students back in school, excited about learning, so we started this summer. So I think students were excited. I know they were excited. Teachers were. We wanted to do it safely, so we really wanted to make sure we had our mitigation strategies in place. And with students, with masks being part of their uniforms, that was not a disconnect to them. So they came back with their Chromebooks and masks, ready to learn. But yes, are we concerned about the spikes? Absolutely. We have our dashboard online for families to see whether increases are happening with students and staffs. We want to be very transparent with that data, and reminding students to keep their mask on, to social distance where possible, just over and over and over again.
And finally, how important is it to see these student athletes participating on the field here on the CW Columbus?
Oh my gosh, this is awesome, right? So you see our students working so hard. They get to display their talents on the field in front of their families and friends on a beautiful Friday night. This is awesome, and thank you to you guys for making this happen.
Thank you for the opportunity. I still have the Sharpie. I'll get the autograph in a second. Dr. Dixon, thank you for joining us here at halftime.
Thank you.
19-0 the tally here at the break. More in just a moment. You are watching the CW Columbus. And welcome back. We're at halftime, the Capital City Concrete halftime show. At the break, Eastmore on top of Marion Franklin, 19-0. Glad to have you aboard. Randy Reinhardt, Larry Wolf back inside the press box here at Marion Franklin High School. Strong performance by Eastmore, but this was kind of a roller coaster first half for these two teams, was it not?
Well, when you look at Marion Franklin, it says they have 70 yards. Rush, it seemed like they had more than that. They had the ball for a long time. They just couldn't cash it in. If they could have cashed in once or twice, it would have been a much closer game. But Eastmore's the real deal. They're big, they're strong, they're physical, and they're athletic.
And it looked good early on for them, but let's take a look at some of the highlights, and you'll see the way that Eastmore was able to dominate this game. They were able to complete some passes as well, too. And also on the ground, this is the running play by Bruner, taking it some 67 yards. Down the sideline, Zyreek pretty much untouched for the score, Larry.
Well, we talked about his speed in the open, and it took us all of one play to figure it out.
And the slant pattern that time to Devin Lloyd for a nice gain on the play as well, too.
The short passing game is the way both of these teams have to survive.
And Marvace Hampton had a strong first half in this contest as well, too. Nice little escape move there to the left and crosses the plane. Got a couple touchdowns from him in the first half.
He's a big, strong runner. That's a great compliment to Zyreek. I mean, it's a great compliment.
So they got going in this first half, but it's not because Marion Franklin didn't have their own opportunities as well, too. When you look at the stats in the first half, the total yards you mentioned, it seemed like more than 70 yards, but look at Eastmore, 225 yards, and look at the rushing yards, nearly 200 yards alone on the ground. Each team committing a turnover in the first half.
Well, they had the big plays. Eastmore had a couple big runs. Zyreek had a couple big runs. He had one down the right sideline away from us and one down the right sideline toward us. But it seemed like 70 yards was a little short. It seemed like more than that.
I think they got knocked back a few times, too.
Yes,
that probably took away some of the yards as well, too. So at the break, it is 19-0 here in the first half. Second half just around the corner. Join us here on week number 4 of Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus.
Yeah.
So we got 6.5, 6:17.
Copy.
Welcome back to Red Devil Stadium. At the break, Eastmore on top of Marion Franklin 19-0. You know, a lot of great football is played around the country. Let's take a look back at last week's game on great moments from around the country.
Kirshner with time. Nice grab and catch. And he breaks the tackle down the near sideline. He will go. Evan Redding for the touchdown.
Secondary. And they look for the corner. Williams! He got it! Yes! Touchdown, Saraland!
In my opinion, there hasn't been that kind of dual threat quarterback in the Central State 8.
Lorenzo Williams, the quarterback, fumbles. Springfield High picks it up. Live ball. Touchdown, Springfield High.
Armistead trying to be the hero. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Just got inside the upright. Wow.
Prosser gets rid of it quickly. Ryan Blueball. Hook and lateral down the sideline. Carson Modrak is in for the touchdown.
Here it is from behind. And it was picked off by Eric Lewis. Closer look right there.
They got him in a long yardage situation.
Here's the second down play. Pass to Raw. Has some room. Only has one defender to beat. Gets by him to the 10, 5. Touchdown. Eaton Day taking the lead. Lines up in the quarterback position. Drops the ball. Back up the middle. Touchdown. Eaton Day take the lead.
Maybe the fumble to him just got messed up their timing.
Coach Laxo next to me here. Now, Coach, what was your message to your team there at halftime?
We just got to finish drives. I mean, we moved the ball up down the field. We got to make plays. They're making the big plays on the big downs. We're not. We had 3 good drives come up with 0 points, so that's our problem now that we got to fix. We got to finish drives.
Coach, good luck to you in the second half here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Back to you guys, Randy. Coach Laxo next to me here. Now, Coach, what was your message to your team there at halftime?
We just got to finish drives. I mean, we moved the ball up down the field. We got to make plays. They're making the big plays on the big downs. We're not. We had 3 good drives come up with 0 points, so that's our problem now that we got to fix. We got to finish drives.
Coach.
We are ready to start the second half, but first let's go down to the sidelines. Miles Harris standing by with the head coach of the Red Devils.
Coach Laxo next to me here. Now, Coach, what was your message to your team there at halftime?
We just got to finish drives. I mean, we move the ball up down the field. We got to make plays. They're making the big plays on the big downs. We're not. We had 3 good drives come up with 0 points, so that's our problem now that we got to fix. We got to finish drives.
Coach, good luck to you in the second half. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Back to you guys, Randy.
Miles, thank you very much. In fact, Summerall, quarterback, 4 of 5 passing, but Larry only for 11 yards. He had 5 carries for 16 yards. Glass, their leading running back, 8 carries, 38 yards. And Smith had 3 catches for 11 yards. So, okay, numbers not great, but a lot of the time they were building up that yardage on the short half of the 50, just could not close the deal.
Couldn't punch it in, and you have to make a play. On 3rd and 6, they had the ball down there, and instead of gaining 3 or 4, they got 0, and you can't do that because that brings up 4th and 6, and that's a tough row to hoe.
And Maynard Lucero has it teed up and ready to go, kicks it to the far side of the field, and return's going to start from the 28-yard line. And a nice little return on the play for Devin Lloyd and company. Now, for Eastmore, their statistical leaders, the quarterback Armstrong was 3 of 4 passing for 29 yards, also had 5 carries for 27. Bruner, 7 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown. Hampton, 5 carries, 44 yards, but 2 touchdowns, with 3 scores. They had 1 extra point. That's their total of 19. And now Eastmore gets the ball to start the second half, and the numbers on Zyreek that we mentioned in the first 24 minutes.
Well, you're going to see a lot of Zyreek and Marvez right now because they just have the ability to run downhill at this Marion Franklin defense.
So they'll start this drive from just past the 43-yard line. 4 ticks into the second half. They'll go with 2 wide at the bottom of the set, led by Isaiah Presley, widest to the bottom, and 2 wide at the top as well, too. The low snap that Armstrong's able to corral, and he's going long downfield for the killer shot. He's got his man in stride for the touchdown, taking it in. The aforementioned Isaiah Presley, just like that, 1 play, and there's another Wrangles Roofing touchdown. Get your free estimate on a roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF. As Presley now with 3 catches on the season for the 3-year starter, and that one is good for a touchdown.
That was a rainbow. He dropped that right in the basket. There was no doubt it was a one-man go route, and he just took off and said, I'm going to be faster than you. Throw it as far as you can.
Did you know he was on the track team, too?
Well, if he wasn't, he should be.
56 yards on that touchdown.
And I guarantee he won't drop the baton.
And look at that. What a throw by Armstrong, too. Let's give him credit.
Right on the money. And the offensive line, nobody was even close.
And before we can try the extra point, we have a penalty. See if it's a false start. Turn encroachment here. Mr. Har, our referee. Perhaps neither. Perhaps we just weren't set and the ball wasn't ready for play. So, Damian Collins-Thurman. Hey, I think he worked on it at halftime. Look at that. That was pretty sweet.
It's all about the coaching.
Did you coach kickers at all, by the way?
Yes, I told him to kick it far and kick it high. That's about all I know about kicking.
With that being said, here's a quick look at the Eastmoor Academy marching band who performed earlier tonight at halftime. This little peek sponsored by Music Go Round Marching Band Sound. Check out any of their locations, 2630 Bethel Road and Gahanna inside the Stone Ridge Plaza. Saw clarinet. I did not see a piano.
Nope.
1 play, 56 yards for the touchdown. And that's how they started the first half. 1 play, 67 yards for a touchdown.
It's hard to roll those pianos down the field. I'm just saying. Just hard.
It's not hard to roll them down the field. Rolling them up the field is the hard part. So just like that, though, Eastmore, the quick strike capability. If they can cut down on the mistakes, this team is a juggernaut.
Well, they've got the skills and they've got the athletes. They just got to get everybody healthy, get everybody on the same page, and then let their coaching staff do what they know they can do, which is they can coach. I mean, they've got a great staff over there, and they've got good kids.
We mentioned the coordinators, too. Deontay Johnson handles the offense, and on the defensive side, it's Devin Harris as well, too. And Jim Miranda.
Eastmore's been one of those kind of schools that's been able to be a magnet for good coaches.
Oh, yeah. Bob Stewart, Brian Cross, Mark Bohannon. There's the return on the play. And hit made by Diamante Sally. All right, Marion Franklin, what went well for them in the first half offensively?
Well, running right off tackle, running behind Tevion Smith and Jaquan Lauderdale. That's what they did well. When they got on the outside, the short passing game I know they had 3 completions for 11 yards. Well, guess what? If you throw it 10 times for those kind of numbers, at least you can move the chains.
All right. And no Nazir Jackson tonight, no Krishan Adams. So
that's right. They don't have their big play guys on the outside.
Casimir Smith, a couple of catches in the first half. Cole Keaton is a guy they could look to as well, too. And Anthony Wallace. And also we've seen a lot of Don Juan Hampton in the first 2 quarters of play. So 1st and 10, mark the ball right at the 31-yard line. For Dier, Summerall and company with 1 back in the backfield. And he's going to call his own number and lose a yard or 2. Great penetration defensively by Eastmore. Big number 1 on your screen. May not get credit for the tackle, but Diamante Sally was in there right at the snap.
He should get credit for the tackle, because I'll tell you what, he shot that gap from the safety spot and he blew it up.
Watch number 1 coming up from his linebacking slot. Watch this, right through, boom. Got his hand on him.
That's what we call pitchforking. He came in underneath the block. That play was supposed to go wide, and he came in underneath it and turned it back inside. Great play by the linebacker.
They lose 1 on the play, closer to 2, in fact. We'll call it 2nd down and 12. They'll keep it on the ground again, and they'll get back to about the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Again,
there's that
Mr. Sally again with the penetration.
Somebody must have talked to him at halftime.
3-year starter on defense. He's been playing on the outside in the alley because that's where they thought he would play in the next level. I think Coach Miranda said, you know what? Might be where you play in the next level. We need you on the inside on this level.
Now. There is no next level.
That's right.
This is the only level.
Leads them in tackles, has a nose for the football, and you saw it in the first 2 plays here on this Marion Franklin drive. So they're back to the original line of scrimmage pretty much now. 3rd down and 10. So he played just over 90 seconds. Mr. Glass going to readjust and come out as a wideout. Empty backfield now for Summerall. Looking long across the middle, and the pass going to be picked off on the play. Intercepted by Devin Lloyd. Lloyd brought down after the pick, back at the 35-yard line, and he played that like a wide receiver.
He absolutely did.
The safety, returning starter with the pick. And a football tossed onto the field. Take a look at this one more time. And again, throwing it into double coverage. And Lloyd, omnipresent, makes the play before he's knocked down by Glass. The one thing you have to be careful about right now, if you're Marion Franklin, is not to let that drained emotion get you down.
Yeah, because there's a chance right now when you're teetering, when you haven't won games, and you're teetering and you're playing against a superior team, and they are. There's a tendency to just say, "Okay, it's over. Let's get out of here." And they've done a good job so far of fighting it.
And another Eastmore touchdown would mean the continuous clock in this contest. Malachi Williams is going to go wide to the bottom of the set now with 2 wide at the top. A wing to the bottom as well, too. And the handoff on the play goes to Mohamed Kante. Mo's got it. He's got a gainer. Nice job by Kante. Boy, does he have a burst. Let's see, picks up another Home Appliance Solutions 1st down.
This is just running back by committee. I mean, they've got 3 or 4 guys who can just tote it, and they're all different. They're all different. Little counter play.
That with a collision in the backfield, no less, and they still got a big gainer on the play. Gets it out to the 50-yard line, picks up 13 for Mr. Kante, who likes music and math. And he's got it again. Boy, he glides into a hole. And look at that. It takes 3 hits, 4 hits. He's still not down until finally grabbed by the ankles and pushed together by Deshaun Price. Now, Price doesn't look like a guy that's just started playing football. There's a flag right now at the 45-yard line. And holding, going to be the call on the offense. So that'll march it back with 9:37 left to go. So Eastmore's been their own worst enemy in this contest, stopping their own drives.
Right there on the outside.
Yep. You can't lock up those arms like that on the inside. Got to show the hands.
Yep. Well, you get it out on the edges of the shoulder pads. Everybody can see that. I mean, I'm a baseball umpire, and they call us blind, and I can see that.
Kante, it took 5 guys to knock him down. Mark it back to the 45-yard line. They need 15. And nice little move to the outside. Look at Armstrong go. And that's the thing about Ahmed. You know, we talked about his passing, and The rushing numbers speak for themselves. 27 carries, 150 yards coming in this contest, 3 touchdowns. Guy likes math, history. He's part of the 4x200, the 400, and the 800 events on the track team.
So you're saying he can run a little bit?
He can run. 10 family members have played sports in the City League at East, Mifflin, South, Brookhaven, Linden, and Eastmore. That is being married to the City League. He likes chess. Wants to own his own business someday. Perhaps he could become a quarterback coach. Like Tia Elder on the other side for Eastmore. On a 2nd down and 5. Pressure from the outside. Runs into his own lineman. Look at the sidestep. And with all that, still picked up a yard or 2.
If he had run into his own lineman, he might have had a chance.
That was Arnold Saylor, I think he ran into. His big left tackle.
Man.
Yeah. Goes 6'2" and 255.
They brought an edge blitz. It was picked up.
Yep, right there. Saylor. By the way, Saylor's part of the jazz band and orchestra. He plays the bass guitar, drums, and saxophone as we're talking about music tonight.
So he's not very talented either.
No, not at all. Huh? How about that? Like social studies? Returning starter. That guy scored a couple touchdowns, Mr. Hampton. Let's see if he gets it again on his 3rd down and 3. Under 8 left to go. And look at this big gap. Conte's going. Look out. Mohamed Conte going to take it in for the touchdown with 7:37 left to go. Takes it 44 yards for another Ramos Roofing touchdown. Get your free estimate on a roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF and make it 32-0.
Watch the burst. I mean, he's running side by side with people, and then all of a sudden they're just behind him. Right here. Boom. It's like he found another gear.
And he runs away from everybody. And how deep do they go at running back?
I don't know. They just keep manufacturing them. They bring them off the bench. I'm not sure where they're getting them all. But
Darion Collins-Thurman for the 33rd point. Eastmore with a couple scores here in the second half early. And he's got that fine-tuned. He's got the extra point. We'll have the continuous clock when we come back. 33-0 the tally. 7:37 left to go in the third. Eastmore on cruise control here on Honda's Friday Night Rivals. Presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus.
High school football memories made right here on the CW Columbus.
As we start stanza number 4. Tyler DeGeet, no, make that year tie on the direct snap. Gets hit twice and finds a seam down the sidelines. Goes to the diagonal, spins inside the 10 and slips down and around the 6, maybe the 5-yard line. Landed year tie. Quite a game from 2013, tied 7-7 going into the fourth quarter. The Devils of Marion Franklin went on to score 15 unanswered. And they win it 22-7, and the young man you just saw, number 1, Landon Yeartie. Quite a night rushing for nearly 100 yards. Another great memory for a decade of high school football on the CW Columbus. I'll tell you what, it's been a lot of fun over the years doing these games for the last decade, for the first 9 years on Thursday nights, and this year we make the transition to Friday Night Rivals. And for one game and one game only, the lovely and talented Larry Wolf joins us in the press box.
Emphasize the lovely.
That's right. Reedy and Academy, how many years at each high school?
Academy 11, Reedy 14.
State championship with Reedy?
No.
With Academy back in the 80s, right? With Paul Bernsdorf?
Yeah, Bernsdorf for the head coach, 1987.
On the return, we'll get it up to around the 25-yard line, and a wall of Eastmore Warriors make the hit on the play, and that's where they will get the ball to start this next drive here in the third quarter. Well, folks, it's the biggest plays, the biggest schools, the best high school football, and you get to see it first thanks to First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum. It's your opportunity to know what happened and who shined. It's only on First Scores on Fox 28 tonight at 10:45, and again only on Fox 28. So state championship then, also an assistant coach at Hartley in the past as well, too?
Yep.
A graduate of what, Worley High School?
Worley High School, state baseball champions, 1971. We just celebrated our 50th anniversary of that state championship team.
Anybody famous on that team?
Infamous. Not
okay,
famous,
all right,
no.
that's good.
No.
It's got to start somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
From the 25, 1st and 10 now. Again, we'll have that continuous clock in effect. With 7:32 left to go. And to the outside they take it. And a flag on the play, so that one will be coming back. A gain of 4 on the play. We'll see if it's a hold or perhaps a face mask. I think it's going to be a holding call. So they confirm with Mr. Har, who says, guess what? The flag was tossed in the middle of that fray, so we're going to have a holding call.
He didn't mean to do it.
So intent doesn't matter?
Well, that should count for something, don't you think?
Take a yard off or something like that?
I mean, shorten the penalty a little bit.
So march the ball back. Another 5 yards and crank that clock. As here we go again, the lead more than 30 points.
It certainly wasn't premeditated. He didn't come out of the huddle saying, I'm going to hold.
By the way, on that drive, 5 plays, 63 yards as Conte takes it 44 yards on that touchdown run.
What a burst. I mean, what a burst. Yeah. Holy mackerel.
And he's listed as a wide receiver.
Sure he is.
Summerall going to hand it off, and look at that. Just nobody there to help him with the blocking scheme. Going to be brought down back around the 12 or the 11-yard line. It was Sally and his friends coming in there to help make the hit on the play. And again, this is where if you're Marion Franklin, you can't back down. Got to listen to Tom Petty here. You know, you got to have that spirit to fight back. And again, not any blocking to help him up front whatsoever, and really shooting through before Sally even was number 66.
It's so hard. It's so hard to fight through this. I mean, but these are lessons that that you're going to learn for the rest of your life. You got to fight through it.
You have to get the ball all the way up to the 35-yard line, and currently they're entrenched at around the 11. So they need 24 to move the sticks. Summerall checks the wristband. He's the only one that has one. He's got all the plays and calls from the sidelines. He either runs over or they signal him into him. And pressure on from behind, and it's going to be pushed back. Now his forward progress, even though he's tackled in the end zone, it's going to have him out probably around the 4 or 5 yard line. And again, you just start to see that tent folding a little bit if you're Marion Franklin.
Well, and therein lies the reason for the running clock.
Again, pressure right up the middle. Look at that pursuit. Carico Henry Jr. comes shooting through, big number 45.
Came off the defensive right side, the offensive left side, and he just swam past him.
Another great guy they have too is Jalen Slappy, who can play on the offensive line or defensive line. And really, so many other guys have been so effective tonight. We haven't talked much about him.
Well, they had Slappy on the inside for the first series or so, and 200-300 pounders in there, you couldn't move them.
Malachi Robbins, a late check-in into the line for Marion Franklin as it's a punting situation for Lucero, standing about 7 yards deep in his own end zone. Got the snap, gets it off.
Good kick.
Booms it. Nicely done. Wow. All the way out towards midfield. On the return is Conte. Mohammed with a nice spin move. First hit is not going to bring him down. Is he going to take it the distance down the sidelines? Look at that. There's a flag, though. I see it looks like at the 23-yard line, and a red devil down at the 25. So we'll see what that flag is all about at the 23. And the trainer's coming out to take a look at the player down at the 25. Whenever you see a flag, Larry, you think something went wrong on the return.
Well, you got to believe something went wrong. We had a couple blocks that were close. They have that rule that you're not allowed to block backwards, and you're not allowed to, some of those blocks that we used to run all the time, you're not permitted to do those anymore. You have to be going in the same direction. You can't blindside people like you used to.
So the penalty flag at the 23 will negate the return by Conte. Take a look at this one more time.
It certainly doesn't negate the effort.
No. Nice spin move there. And there is the block in the back there, I think.
Right there.
There's the injury as well, too. And the player that was down on the field now will make his way across to the Red Devils sideline. This guy looks like he was shot out of the cannon in second quarter.
I'm telling you, they've got some athletes. They have got some athletes.
It's Dejuan Dickerson, who starts in the defensive line, who is the injured player.
I mean, Conte is 6 feet, 180 pounds. He runs like a scat bag, but he has the power of a fullback. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic, cuts on a dime. Other than that, he's not very good.
4:39 left to go. Coach Laxo wondering what his team can do. You mentioned a very young team. Injuries they're dealing with. David Barker, broken leg Thursday of last week. Malik Ali, ligament sprain. Noah McClendon, shoulder. Aaron Holloman, LCL. Tevion Smith, leg injury last week, but he's playing tonight. Two of those guys are quarterbacks, or could be quarterbacks as well, too. So that's why he was concerned about running Summerall too much, because there's absolutely no depth at quarterback whatsoever.
Right, and their biggest, strongest wide receivers out tonight. So,
and Marion Franklin, I think a good timeout by Coach Laxo. I think he wants to talk to his team and say, you want to fold the tent? I'll show you where to put it together. But otherwise, let's go out there and give it the best that we possibly can.
Let's fight.
And with that being said, we pause now for a moment from a word from Columbus State Community College. We head back down to the sidelines, and another lovely and talented person down there, the speedy Miles Harris. Miles?
Speedy. Well, I don't know about that one, but it is very quiet over here on Marion Franklin's sideline here. They're starting to kind of lose their gas, their momentum here. And as that shifts over to Eastmoor Academy sideline there, it goes back to what head coach Miranda had mentioned earlier at half, of them kind of being successful on the run and on that ground game, and they're starting to really, really focus on that, and you start to see that here in this early part of the third quarter. Guys.
Yeah, from a running back standpoint, pick your poison. It was Bruner early on, then Hampton, and now Conte running the ball. And you throw in Armstrong as well, too. He did a couple runs where he made the move to the inside and made it look so effortless as well, too.
Oh, by the way, let's just throw a pass to Presley for 60-some yards. No big deal.
Right on target. Speaking of throwing a pass, a little bubble to the far side. It goes to Hairston, down the sidelines, cuts it inside, nearly breaks it. Brought down. Now, around the 15-yard line.
I know some people are saying, well, now why are they throwing the football? Well, they probably have less of a chance of scoring by throwing the football than they do by running the football.
Why is that?
Because they're so good running the football.
Okay. There's Tremont Hairston.
And they need to work on their passing game. This is all part of, you're coaching your kids, and they have to work throughout the game, too.
And think about what this team has going for them. The entire offensive line is back from last season.
Yep. If they stay healthy and stay away from all this other nonsense that's going on, they've got a chance to really be good.
6 turnovers coming into this game, 4 fumbles and 2 passes that were picked off. Going to keep it on the ground and pushing. There's Hampton, and he fights. He carried a defender for about 3 yards. He's trying to make the hit on the play was Yarborough, and he just carried him for a couple additional yards. And you factor in Hairston and then Lloyd and Presley. And, we haven't even really seen Tajay Burns-Gable in the backfield as a fullback either. And Sally is a wideout, but effective as a defensive player as well, too. So they've got a lot of talent on this team. And you look at the roster size, and Jim Miranda says, it's the largest roster we've had in quite some time. When you have to shrink it down to get it on 11 by 14, that's a good size roster.
Well, what's nice is when you have that roster, it makes practice easier because more kids can participate.
Washington way wide to the top, although he can be a tight end as well, too. And Sally to that side of the field as well, too. And he's looking that way, looking into the corner of the end zone. Jump ball, and it's a cut. No, incomplete. But
penalty, we got a pass interference.
I think we're going to have the flag called on the defensive player. And again, you can face guard in high school football, Coach. And if there's contact and it's incidental, you're trying to get an advantage, they won't call it. But the DB didn't look back, and he had made contact and pushed the receiver in the corner of the end zone. So we'll see what happens here. As Mr. Har has been busy in the last quarter and a half. He was pretty quiet for the first 20 minutes of this contest.
That was a long fade route.
Armstrong has shown that propensity to throw the long ball with great touch. was plenty of contact there.
Absolutely.
In the play.
He had his left hand draped all over him.
Gavin Collins-Serber on the coverage that time. So it'll be first and goal. And a keeper this time. Look at Armstrong fighting for the goal line. Does he break the plane? I don't think he did he? No.
I gotta believe he did.
And at the end of the play, Marion Franklin says, we have the football, but to no avail. Is coming up with the ball at the end was Deshaun Price, number 25 on your screen.
Nobody's happy with this one.
It'll be second down and goal. Take a look one more time.
I'm going to guess he made it.
I don't think he did. Nope. The knee touch just before he extended the ball.
Oh, Nishmi, come on. It's a great effort.
Nishmi is not playing yet.
Oh,
that's fourth quarter.
Next week.
Thank you. Next week we have a good game.
Beautiful move.
Next week we've got your two old schools, Reedy and Academy. Who do you root for in that game, just out of curiosity?
Reedy.
Really? Okay. They're coming with a blitz. Instead, Hampton will take it to the right and dance into the end zone for the touchdown. The third one for Marvase in this contest. Another Ramos Roofing touchdown. Get a free estimate on roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF. And they have hit the roof now with another 6 to make it 39-0 in this contest. And you would think we'll reach a point, too, where the benches may empty and more guys will get a chance to get some playing time in this contest.
Well, I'm pretty sure Eastmore's going to start moving people around. You can't afford to get Armstrong hurt. But they've already run 4 running backs, so I don't know how many more guys they can run.
Collins Thurman will be icing down his leg after this contest. Let's see if he continues his improvement. There's the snap. There's the kick. And it's good.
That's a bunt. That's not really a kick. That's a bunt.
So it's now 40-0 here in this contest. And folks, at the end of the game, Larry and I will select the Zambezi Bay player of the game for their haunting performance on the field tonight. This fall, Fear has a new name, Zambezi Bay. Check out their 4 haunted houses, 2 scare zones, and plenty of wild rides. Get your tickets at ZambeziBay.com. Not recommended for children under 13. So you can go. Anyway, next week, Honda's Friday Night Rivals will feature 2 schools that kick Larry out. Bishop Reedy taking on Columbus Academy. It starts right here on the CW Columbus at 7 p.m. Why did you say go Reedy?
Blood's thicker than water. Listen, that's my last stop. That was it. That's 14 good years. We had great kids there. My goodness. Nobody's ever been able to coach better kids than I had.
And the AD there was not one of your players, wasn't he? Mr. McQuaid?
Yes, he was a quarterback for us, and probably the single greatest victory we ever had at Reedy in my coaching time.
Against?
Jonathan Alder. They were undefeated, #1 in the state, and we had no business beating them. We kept telling our kids that all week. You have no business beating these guys.
So reverse psychology?
Kind of. And,
but you believe they didn't have a chance, right? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, yes, their Jimmies were better than our Joes, but our Joes showed up and played.
5-play, 37-yard drive. Hampton takes it the last 3 feet for the touchdown, and they add the PAT. We stand at 40-0. Again, that continuous clock will be in effect for at least Marion Franklin getting 2 more scores. So with that being said, we stand at 40-0 and the boot one more time. That was your most memorable win there. How about at Academy, your most memorable win?
Well, I mean, listen, when you're at Academy and you play West Jefferson every year and they're ranked in the top, the state, and we're ranked in the top of the state, that's always a great game.
Was Coach Metz there or Coach Sines?
Metz was there when I was there.
Okay.
Yes. Sines had already gone to Hilliard.
I remember Coach Sines' last game. He told me he was going to get kicked out. He told me that before the game. Yeah. We were covering it. And son of a gun, he got kicked out, waved to me in the press box, and look at this return. Something to cheer about right now from Marion Franklin down the sideline. Here goes Tito Glass. He's going to take it the distance for the touchdown.
There we go. No
80
flag.
yards for the score, and they're on the board. That's 1 touchdown they needed. It's now 40-6 with 1:12 left to go in the third.
Hey, you've been fighting all night not to quit, not to quit, not to quit. Well, by golly, they didn't quit, and they took one to the house.
And this is the personification of a kid that doesn't quit when you talk to Coach Laxo about Tito Glass and his effort. Folks, this kid is just a sophomore.
Well, he didn't play like a sophomore. He played older. Because I'm telling you what, it's easy to quit when it's 40-0. And he said, no, I'm taking it to the house. And he did. What a great run back.
For the score, and you saw separation there as well, too. What a future that young man has.
You know what that'll do? That'll make practice on Monday a little bit more fun. Because when you get beat 40 to whatever, It's not fun. It's humiliating. It's painful. That's going to salve a few wounds.
So Lucero for the extra point, 3-year starter, soccer kid. His range used to be 30, but he went to some camps, Larry, and he's upped his range to about 40 yards. Only needs to kick it, though, 20 for an extra point. Snap, kick, it is up. And it's no good. So we stay at 40-6 with 1:12 left to go here in quarter number 3. Resetting Eastmore coming in at 1-2 in the campaign with a victory over St. Charles. Losses to Harvest Prep. They lost to them 60-34, but they led 20-6 in that game.
Listen, they played Harvest Prep. They played Granville. Those are two fantastic teams, and yeah, it's early in the season.
It is time now for the sounds of the game from Music Go Round. Let's take a look and a listen to the sounds of the game on that kick return of 80 yards by Tito Glass. Our back judge got lapped.
He got lapped, but what I was watching was the bench.
Yeah,
everybody on the bench up on their feet and they're cheering, and that's good stuff. That's why high school football is special.
Sounds of the game from Music Go Round. Hats off to Donovan Butler, did a great job. There was the back judge. Line judge is Carl Wolf. Head linesman, as we mentioned, Ethan Rittenhouse. The umpires Thomas Madden, and your referee Jeff Haar.
Down the road he'll be sitting down eating a pizza and having something to drink with all of his buddies. 30 years from now they'll be talking about that touchdown run.
That's right.
It's just, those are moments that you...
Did you have one that you talked about and still talk about?
I had a catch in a state final game that I still talk about. It was pretty special.
And a little handoff. Nope, little fake on the handoff that time.
This is going to the house.
This is Presley. Yeah, good job to cut the corner off by Cole Keaton. So you were playing for Worley?
Yes.
And
it's the sixth inning. A couple guys on. We're winning 3-2, and a guy named John Fine hit a ball 340 feet to the wall, and I was fortunate enough to make one of those catches.
Wolf closes his eyes and makes the catch.
Oh, no, I had my eyes open. It was a big fence. We were at Ohio State, and it's just one of those moments that you have, and you keep it forever.
I think of Worley, and I think of baseball, not very much. I think of basketball, football.
Track.
Yeah, and track. Well, one time I remember when Coach Kemper was coaching both football and basketball there.
Yep. And listen, Worley would have been in the state tournament for years, but they had to play in the Catholic League. So you're going to lose to Watterson, you're going to lose to DeSales, you're going to lose to Hartley, you're going to lose probably to Reedy and St. Charles. I mean, they're all big schools, and you're the smallest of the bunch.
The new face at quarterback now is Devin Lloyd, who we mentioned filled in for Armstrong when he was injured. Is getting a chance now late in this contest as we enter the third quarter. Zeros on the clock, and we'll play 12 more minutes. 40-6 the tally in this one. We will take a break and come back with the final quarter of week number 4 on Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus.
Ohio Education Association is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Carly McGee is captain for both the volleyball and softball teams at Marion Franklin High School. Carly has been 3 years cum laude and was recently inducted into the National Honor Society with a 3.9 GPA. She received all city honors for softball and is on the cheerleading squad. Congratulations to this outstanding Ohio Education Association Scholar Athlete.
Amen. Congratulations to a great student athlete in the land of the Red Devils, where we are tonight at Red Devil Stadium as we start the fourth quarter. Randy Reinhardt, Larry Wolf, Jake Stewart, Miles Harris, glad to have you aboard. Devin Lloyd running the offense. He was 5 of 14 passing for 54 yards and an interception when he was taking over for Armstrong earlier this season. And he calls his own number and tries to skate around the far side. Nice spin move to pick up 2 additional yards. That is a move that I wish I could do, because if I did that, I'd get dizzy and fall down and lose 5 yards.
I'd have pieces of metal flying out of my hips.
Let's take a look one more time. This you can't coach, folks. As Jeff would say, whoop.
Holy mackerel.
Jeff Logan, by the way, on assignment tonight, working for the Ohio State Football Hall of Fame banquet. He is the host of that. I am your voice of the Ohio Basketball Hall of Fame, the state of Ohio, which we've postponed the doings for another year until spring of next year. And it'll come back the other way twice, trying to become a human tripod, put that hand down, find some balance. I think it's Jeremiah Johnson.
It is. And these are just, you got the young kids in now, you know, some freshmen, some sophomores. This game experience for them on Friday night is huge. It is huge.
Yeah, he is but a freshman. So they're going to have it third down at the 42-yard line. They need about 3 or so to move the sticks, closer to 4, with just over a minute gone here in the fourth quarter.
They got a big offensive tackle, Tim Jacobs, sophomore in there. They're moving their people around, trying to get experience.
They spread out the offense. They'll keep it on the ground, and Johnson will back his way up near the 50-yard line, get a first down. Hats off to Dean Marini and the entire Image Video crew tonight for the great job they do. And I want to recognize Stewie tonight, Eric Stewart, our red cap along the sidelines. He's never found a conversation on the sidelines he doesn't like.
Surrounds himself with friends, yeah. Tall and short.
He's the guy that goes out there and makes sure that we don't have action starting too soon. There he is. Law enforcement. There's Stewie. Arms folded. Looks like a coach, doesn't he?
He looks like a police officer is what he looks like.
Turn to the right. First down from the 50-yard line. And we got flags on the play. Did we have a little flinching up front? Perhaps a false start?
We did. Out of the left guard or left tackle.
And we'll march it back 5. And bring the ball back to the 45-yard line. Larry, do you miss coaching to this day?
I miss the kids. I miss the Monday through Thursday. I don't miss Friday night per se. Friday night's for the kids. I had the worst seat in the house. Saturday mornings I loved. Sundays I loved. The coaches getting together game plan. I loved that.
First down at 15. They're going to hand it off, and Johnson looks for a gap and instead finds a Red Devil. It has a takedown and gets 2 points.
Big Red Devil.
Big number 77, Mr. Yarborough, making the hit on the play.
Yep.
You know, I remember when I think John Smith was coaching at Bexley's. Look at that play one more time. He came upstairs to watch a couple of games. Mm-hmm. I do think the head coach has the worst seat in the house down along the sidelines.
Worst seat in the house. You have to trust the people that are on the headphones to watch what they're supposed to watch and tell you what they're supposed to tell you.
People have asked how you and I have worked together, and we seem to know each other pretty well. We should mention that for 10 years we worked together on the radio doing games.
Yeah, it wasn't quite 10, but it seemed like 10.
Yeah, it seemed like 20, but anyway, as we covered the Central Catholic League together on radio. Yeah. And a little hesitation step by Johnson, and it pays off. It's going to get him to the corner. There's a flag down now. They'll get it near the sticks, but we'll see what the hanky is all about.
I think he's going to get big Stephen Wood. Big number 77 on a hold here.
Mr. Haar looking back. He pulled in and said, "Where do I need to park?" I said, "You're the referee. You can park anywhere you want." But no, you and I had a great time together doing those games, so we had a chance to work together. And when Jeff was tied up, we gave you a call. You said, "How'd you get this number?"
I thought it was unlisted.
There you go. And saw just a little bit of a flinch there. Again, we're in a continuous clock mode here. I think we have a timeout on the field, though, because we have an injured player on the far side for Marion Franklin, the 48-yard line, but doing a great job of keeping that clock rolling with the margin more than 30. And the player coming to the far side of the field now, it looks like to be, is that Tamir Thomas? Wow, he's still out there. And that's one guy you can't afford to lose.
You can't lose him.
That is your anchor on defense. And we also saw him as a pretty effective running back at times in the first half.
On the other side for Eastmore, this is Jeremiah Johnson. Jeremiah Johnson has got a little wiggle to him. He's only a freshman.
And we'll return to the game after this message from Music Go Round.
Music Go Round in Columbus at Carriage Place Shopping Center and in Gahanna is your local music resource. Woodwinds, brass, percussion, strings, keyboards, and more. Music Go Round is your back-to-school destination with a huge selection of used instruments perfect for students, hobbyists, and professionals alike. And at Music Go Round, you can trade in and trade up. Bring in an instrument you're no longer playing and trade it for one you've had your eye on. Located in Gahanna at the corner of Morse and Hamilton Roads and in Columbus in Carriage Place at the corner of Sawmill and Bethel Road.
Second down and long right now for the Warriors. And a little shovel toss. That was interesting. Coming back around to the far left side and getting the ball is big number 25. That is Javon Colvin.
That's one of the easy ways to stock those passing yards up. You get that 1 yard pass forward.
Did you run much of that at Reedy?
We ran the jet sweep. We didn't run the shovel pass, but we were pretty good as a jet team. We could get to the edges and.
Besides Benny and his jet, what high school runs that little jet pass like that the most effectively, that little shovel pass?
You know, I don't see that much at the high school. You see it a lot in the college level and the pro level even, but not so much in the high school level.
Can we call that the Utah pass then?
It's not a real lateral. I mean, they used to call the Utah pass the underhand pass.
Right, with Lee Gross Cup, right?
Gross Cup, yeah.
There's the handoff. Johnson's got a nice gap. A good seam move that time. Twist right and left. Finds the opening all the way down to the 41.
Okay, so it's Friday night, and he's a freshman, and he's running like he's not a freshman, and he's also running with the backup offensive line.
Mark his knee down closer to the 42, but take a look at this one more time from ground level. Folks, this is a freshman. Wasn't that a Robert Redford movie, too? Jeremiah Johnson?
Yes, it was.
There'll be a quiz after the game. 40-6 the tally in this one.
It's a wonderful movie.
On a fourth down and a long one and a high snap. And Lloyd's going to just roll on it and cover the ball, and Marion Franklin will get it back.
That shotgun snap, you know, you have to throw it back there like it's a dead fish. And they fire it back like they're trying to long snap it.
The one thing you don't want to do here is get somebody injured on a play like that, especially if you're Eastmore, especially with this game no longer in doubt. So, turnover on downs, and it'll be a home appliance solution first down now for the offense for Marion Franklin. How much do you sub right now on offense? You don't have a whole lot of depth to begin with if you're the Red Devils.
No, they don't have much they can do.
Summerall's going to come back out on the field to run that offense. I do see Malachi Robbins out there as an offensive lineman again. Also coming in, I see Eris Billingsley. Lauderdale's still out there. Do they have 11? Now they do. As Quivere Watkins will check in. And a timeout taken by Eastmore. They'll take a break. We'll take one as well halfway through the fourth quarter. 40-6. Warriors on top on the CW Columbus. Want to go Hampton? I don't know. Armstrong, Hampton? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm looking here.
Yeah. Hampton. You are looking at the Marion Franklin High School Marching Band, sponsored by Music Go Round Marching Band Sound. Music Go Round is ready to help you with all your instrument needs at any of their locations. 2630 Bethel Road and Gahanna inside the Stone Ridge Plaza. Outstanding halftime performance. A great job by all the student athletes tonight. And there is the magical orb that is up for grabs to the winning team of this contest.
What magic does it do?
That puts another W on the win column for you.
That is magic. If he can do that, I got to buy me some.
A little late for you, isn't it, sir?
Yes.
Out of 1st and 10 from the 43. Nothing to the right. Can we bounce it to the left? We can, and that is Smith getting dragged down. There might be a little horse collar action there as he's brought down on the play by Tyler Coates. Thought we had a flag along the sidelines, did we not?
Yes, we do.
All right, there it is. The 38-yard line. I'm going to call it face mask, actually, instead. So, a little face mask action. With 5:20 left to go. And that clock continues to evaporate. Marion Franklin, I would assume you'd like to make one more statement here if you could, correct?
Absolutely. You know, it's your Jays against their Jays.
Yeah. It's like stiff arm versus face mask there. So first down. And a handoff, and 44 meets 76 as Watkins is corralled on the play by Timothy Jacobs.
Big Tim Jacobs.
Yeah, 6'5", 284, and that young man is but a sophomore.
Yes, he is.
I always ask this, do you think kids are larger today than they were
Absolutely they are. They're fed better. They train better. They lift. They run. They do all these things that make them grow better.
You know, you talk about lifting. It's interesting right now. Eastmore is going through a number of transitions. They're upgrading some things in the school. And to do that, their weight room no longer exists as they do the renovations. So they're putting all the weight equipment in the visitors' locker room. And scooped up and coming back the other way. There's not a whole lot there, and they'll eat the ball and lose a helmet as well on the play. And it's big number 76, Mr. Jacobs again. But on top of that, they have some sodworms eating the field at Eastmore, so they cannot play any home games there. And they have to play their home games at either the opponents, or if Afrocentric is free, they can play at Afrocentric. And the quarterback now is number 20, by the way, Cardion Oates. A sophomore looking for some help. Earlier they were working on his legs on the sidelines to prevent him from cramping.
When was the last time you got the word sodworms in a telecast? I'm just wondering how far back you have to go to get that
Let's
one
see,
in
39th year. Let me go back to never.
Never.
Used the grub term before.
We used to call them grubs.
Yeah.
There he is again.
Jacobs coming through. Uncontested again almost, it seems like, and makes the hit on Watkins.
They just have to find a way to get away from him. Somehow they have to go somewhere else.
Take the ball out of bounds, maybe.
Maybe throw the ball.
That's right.
Quickly. Don't wait.
It's going to go quick. That's why I was bringing it in.
2:49 in ticking in this contest. Is Cardion Oates, quarterback, 5'11", 140, sophomore. Aaron Holloman tore his LCL Friday. Noah McClendon, we mentioned his injury as well, too. Saw number 7 on your screen there. Marvase Hampton, preview of things to come, perhaps. Our player of the game, maybe?
Yep.
Bruner got it off to an early start. But Hampton has got a handful of touchdowns.
The depth at running back. The depth at running back and skill positions for Eastmore is tremendous. It's just tremendous. And they've got big, strong kids up front. 4th and about 25.
4th down and just about 22 for a first down with 2:08 left to go. And this time it's big number 33, Timothy Johnson Jr. And that'll do it for that possession and give it back to Eastmore. It's time now to meet our Zambezi Bay player of the game. They had a couple of choices for the Warriors. Marvase Hampton, though, 7 carries, but for 3 touchdowns. Now, he set up a couple of those himself, too. Bruner was strong. Armstrong a strong leader. Sally was especially effective on defense. So many guys you could pick. Presley with a nice touchdown catch. We'll go with Mr. Hampton as their player of the game.
Well, it's good, too, because on most nights he's not going to get that many carries in there, and so share the wealth a little bit.
And he is but a junior, as is Armstrong, the quarterback. A lot of youth on this team. There's big number 7.
So now that we've given this to Marvez, maybe Zyreek will have a chip on his shoulder next week and rush for 800 yards.
There you go. Well, we had our best running back performance ever, and I believe Carson Griesok from Upper Arlington is still running after getting 384 yards in our game. We'll keep it on the ground.
He's pretty good. There's a hold.
And there's Johnson, and there's a flag with 54 ticks left to go.
There's laundry everywhere out there.
There's more flags out there than at the United Nations. So we'll sort this out. Mr. Har and company will have more fun. And there's your call. With 36 seconds left to go. And we'll remind you one more time, the biggest plays, the biggest schools, the best high school football, and you get to see it first thanks to First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum. It's your opportunity to know what happened and who shined brightly. Only on First Scores on Fox 28 tonight at 10:45. Again, only on Fox 28. You have time to watch that. They'll take a knee. And that will do it for regulation. An impressive performance tonight by the Eastmoor Academy Warriors as they even their record now at 2-2, and Marion Franklin winless now in 4 attempts. And the latecomers, they missed quite a performance by Eastmoor, especially early in the first half and early in the second half.
Well, they put this game to bed early in the second half. I mean, it was still 19-0, and then all of a sudden one play, and it's the whole atmosphere of the game changed. But I'll give Marion Franklin some credit here. They hung in there. They got the big kick return, and I'm telling you, that is a big play for a team that's struggling to have any plays. That's a big play.
Yeah, it's a great point because their lone tally did come on special teams and not on an offensive or defensive play. So at least they dent the scoreboard, and that is huge for them. Meanwhile, Eastmoor comes away with the victory in this contest, and now we're going to have a message from our friends at First Scores.
Me when I get by you?
Sure, I got it.
Okay. I'd probably do better if I had more practice at it.
First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum, tonight at 10:45.
So Eastmoor gets the victory 40-6 next week. Up for them, the 76ers of Independence. On the other side, from Marion Franklin, they'll take on Briggs in week number 5 action as they play competitors in City League South. So we'll see what happens for both of these teams. And Eastmoor averages 292 yards of total offense a game, 237 rushing and about 55 yards passing. But they had a great job offensively, especially on the ground in this contest tonight. And the 61-year-old head coach of the Warriors standing by with a guy a little younger in Miles Harris. Miles?
Thank you, Randy. Coach Miranda here. Congratulations on the win. Week 4 winners. Take this for me. Now I got to go ahead and ask you here. Your offense was really efficient tonight. Was this the best performance this season by your offense?
We've been doing real well. We just haven't picked on the receiving side as well as we did today. My run game is getting better and getting better. I got some big boys up front, and then so we're moving and eating up turf and stuff. So I'm really pleased with what they did today.
Okay, now not just your offense, but your defense as well. They didn't necessarily blank Marion Franklin, but they did just get one score. And what was so impressive is on your defensive side as well?
Well, just being aggressive. I think everybody did their jobs, and so that one score was on the kickoff return, but still, that's still part of the defense. And so I'm just proud of our guys. I thought we played physical, and then we did our assignments.
Awesome, Coach. Congratulations. Here's that for you, Randy. Let's toss things back over to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. We won't see the team celebrate for the first time ever. They're already headed towards the bus to head back to Wyatt Avenue and other places at Eastmoor High School. So the victory goes to Eastmoor. When you take a look at the final numbers in this contest, total offense for Eastmoor above their average. They got 393 yards of total offense in this contest, Larry, and you see that Marion Franklin basically shut down on offense.
Right. I mean, they don't have the weapons on offense. They just don't, and they don't have their best wide receiver, who could have gotten some passes tonight. Wouldn't have made a difference per se, but you have to be able to move the football.
And 3 total turnovers in this contest and 9 accepted penalties. As another edition of Honda's Friday Night Rivals comes to a close, we would like to extend a big thank you to all our sponsors, Dean Marini and the Image Video Broadcast team. And remind you, next Friday at 7 o'clock, it'll be Bishop Reedy taking on Columbus Academy. We'll have it all right here. Should be a great game in the Mid-State League. On behalf of Larry Wolf, Miles Harris, and Jake Stewart, I'm Randy Reinhardt. What a performance by Eastmore. They get the victory over Marion Franklin, 40-6. I'll say it one final time. You've been watching Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place, right here on the CW Columbus.